Podcast, a platform created to entertain, educate, and evolve the modern-day deer hunter.
Phone's on vibrate.
I think so.
Mine is.
Pretty much all.
Man, I've been just non-stop, one after the other. I'm almost done going through the whole Hunting Beast podcast catalog.
Really?
Yeah. They're on iTunes now. They uploaded like 23 episodes.
Yeah,
oh,
I've been
great.
going through them like crazy.
I started at 1, and I'm at like 20.
Wow.
And game changer.
I need to listen.
Yeah, I listened to did you see the journal he did? It's like his hunt journal. It came out like a week ago. And it's just like the first 5 days of his season, and he breaks down everything that he's like, all his sits and what he's going through and everything, and man, it's pretty good.
This season right now?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's like
very
real
current.
time not real time, but yeah. This current year.
I thought it'd be funny if we had like one person on FaceTime sitting in a tree stand. Just guy mute it. Like, okay, we got one guy. He's actually in his tree stand though for the podcast.
Yeah.
I've been working hard on trying to get these. We've had a lot of complaints about the level of the audio output, and it's the combination of the software and the recording device that I use, but I'm working hard to get it dialed in.
I never thought there was an issue with that.
It's a lot quieter.
Yeah, if you're listening to another podcast and then you put ours on, you really have to go like 3/4 of the way up the volume scale to get a good level. And, I mean, it's not that big of a deal for me normally because I'm listening to earphones.
If people don't like it, then, yeah.
I'm trying to correct. Hey, if that's our only complaint, which it's been, right?
Come on, I have a hard time believing that.
Come on.
Well,
don't blow no smoke over this.
The fact that you don't use a straw.
Yeah, we did have a complaint about me drinking out of the Rambler and the ice clinking around, and somebody said I should be drinking out of a straw, but I kind of have to discredit that statement because I'd rather have a suggestion that I don't drink out of that cup at all or drink a beer, because you can't drink whiskey through a straw. Can you?
Unless it's like in one of those hard hats that holds.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Beers, just put some solo cups.
We need to make our own custom podcast headsets.
Well, maybe we'll just have Camelbacks. We'll have hanging on hooks, and we can fill those up and just have like the little straw there.
Little IVs dripping down.
Could be a problem.
Huh.
Could be a solution. Could be a solution to a problem. I
think that's pretty much a broad statement for alcohol in general.
Right.
Before I forget, what were you going to say? You got bit in the ass by some lithium batteries, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
What?
And yeah, I put went and bought 8 lithium batteries, threw them in my camera.
From where?
Meyer.
Okay.
Right up the road here.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my camera out, let it soak for, it's probably been out there for going on a month, at least 3 weeks. And I was like, I finally got out there today to go grab the card. Like, I went a half hour out of my way because I was so excited to pull my camera card to see what's going on out there. And I get it, and it took pictures for about a day and a half. So I got like 5 pictures.
You get 4 months out of alkaline batteries.
Exactly.
So can you bring those back and say?
I don't have any of the packaging or anything, dude. It was...
Just bring some batteries in there and pour them down on the counter.
Dude, for the price you pay, I'd try to do it. I don't care.
I could just go buy another pack and put them in there and take them back.
Whatever,
That happened to me twice.
I wouldn't.
And I was very hesitant to put lithium batteries again in my cameras up north because I put some cameras out in some spots that were difficult to get to, and I know I'm not going to be back there for a while. And I'm telling you what, if either one of those cameras when I go up there is dead, I'm done with lithium batteries altogether because I took a meter, I checked them all.
Then, did you check them with a meter?
Yeah,
you probably assumed they were good.
No, I checked the pack. I loaded up the cartridge.
See, I don't think you can do that. I think you have to check them individually.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Because they drop out so quick.
Well, and then you got to put a load on it probably to actually.
Right.
A battery tester probably puts a little bit of a load on it. Where I just, I measured the voltage on the battery pack as a whole, and I had 12.5 volts. So, I think a AA is 1.5 volts. So 8 of those would be 12 volts. And I had more than that. I thought I would be good, but no. I was good for a day and a half.
I haven't had an issue with them.
Well, I'm talking next, let's see, tonight's Friday. What's the date today?
6 or 7?
6. So this will air Tuesday night. Talking with Chad from Exodus.
Oh,
he's going to be on the podcast. And I'm definitely going to ask him about lithium batteries because I've had a couple negative experiences.
Yeah.
You just had one, and, those guys swear by them.
Yeah, I mean, they might buy them in bulk or something.
It's got to be all where you buy them.
Right.
I've heard people reviews on Amazon because I thought about buying them on there, and people saying they got bad ones from Amazon.
Right.
But I've bought mine from different places. I bought a pack from Meyer that didn't last but 3 weeks, and then I bought a pack from Home Depot.
A thing I realized too is Energizer is the only company that makes them. They can't have the only patent on lithium AA batteries, can they? Like Duracell
No, there's
doesn't make
other
them.
brands that.
Really?
Yeah. Look on Amazon right now. There's other
Yeah,
brands.
but you go to any store.
Yeah, I never see anything for any other
Energizer.
lithium batteries in any other resale place.
So they must have a patent on making shitty lithium batteries.
I know I'm aggravated with it.
Yeah.
I don't trust them after those two things. I'm just saying.
Well, the price you pay on them. I mean, I don't think I've ever had alkaline batteries do that to me.
No, I never have either. And with with our cameras, I've had alkalines in them for 4 months, and it's like they go down like 8%.
I think
But when you're dead of winter, it kills them.
Another thing I have to ask those guys is I heard there was a review on Exodus trail cameras on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of views. I'm not sure. I don't remember who it was or what the guy's YouTube channel was. But he said that the battery readout on the Exodus trail camera is only viable for alkaline batteries.
Really?
Well, that would make sense.
Because those just drop right off.
Well, they have no lithiums drop right off. The discharge curve on a lithium's
That's
like
what I'm saying. It won't tell you.
sudden.
It'll always say full, but then it'll be gone like
Right.
that. But alkaline will actually
Trickle
let you.
down.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn discharge curve. Did you come straight from? Yeah, I thought you went home first.
No, I don't have time.
Looking a little ratty.
I work hard for the money.
Well, people could see what you look like right now if they're watching on YouTube, I suppose. Looks a little bit like you got out of a rap video when you walked in here the way you were wearing that welding hat.
Well, it's not just a fashion statement. It's functional, too.
Oh, well, that's excellent. I actually want a hat like that with the little short brim for hunting.
Yeah, they come in camo. You can get them in camo.
They can get welders that have very flashy caps. They like to.
We're flamboyant.
I've been out hunting twice now, and I have not put a piece of camouflage on.
Really?
Too hot. I don't have anything that's good for 80 degrees.
So you're just in your underoos then, or?
Just my Cintas, my work pants, my work boots, and I had a sleeveless flannel.
Right out of the Dan and Fault playbook. That sounds just.
Well, I
And a
figured
pocket knife and my bow.
the checkered flannel would break my outline up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I had made it for when we had like a red, white, and blue barbecue a couple of years ago. I just cut the sleeves off a flannel button-up shirt.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it seemed perfect because I figured when I got out there and when I did cool down, then I just took that off and put my my merino top on and then put the flannel back over that. And I thought I looked pretty sweet. And
Was that the jort party too?
It was jorts. Yep, that was. It was
great.
jean short, red, white, and blue barbecue.
It was ridiculous. Short jorts on dudes.
Oh, yeah,
You're
there's
hoping like
jorts
the ladies
everywhere.
would be wearing them, walking around.
I
but it was
know.
just dudes with short jorts.
It did backfire just
Yeah,
a little bit.
bad
I
idea.
had a great time.
Wrong
though.
group of
yeah,
people.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought a bunch of girls were gonna wear like super daisy dudes.
Yeah.
And nope, all the dudes showed up with their pockets hanging
Just
out of the bottom of them.
Rocking Daisy dudes.
Oh man, it was bad.
I think I'm gonna do another one though.
Why not? Why not? You know what you're gonna get.
It
now,
was
so.
flawlessly executed the first time.
We should make the statement that we are waiting on a fourth voice here, right?
I thought I heard a door just close.
Did you? I
Outside,
thought I
yeah.
saw some headlights coming down the street, fashionably late.
Yeah, not much late.
Just an hour,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah. So, I hunted opening morning. It was 34 out. It was amazing. 34 October 1st, opening morning.
That was cool. That was
it was
nice.
great.
You were hunting public.
Hunting piece of public land up in, I won't say where.
You were up north from where we live.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
north
northish of here.
Local public lands.
Yeah. And,
Local-ish.
I did see 1 deer and 5 hunters. It was a very
Nice.
crowded piece of public land.
Welcome
here.
to
There he
Michigan
is.
public land.
There he is.
Hey.
Hey.
Sandbagging son of a bitch.
Hello.
Should we turn your we'll turn your microphone on here.
You guys haven't been farting in it the whole time.
You'll have to watch the video to
Yeah.
know that.
If you end up with pink eye, sorry.
Yeah.
That's how you get pink eye.
What a bunch of creeps.
What happened?
Life. Probably me.
Life or wife?
Oh, never wife. Mostly my life. No,
It's not easy to be bomber.
mostly due to me sitting in Cabela's, scratching my ass, wondering whether or not to pull the trigger on some Sitka gear, or
I halfway thought you were fucking with me when you sent me the price on a hooded sweatshirt.
no, that was a full fuck.
That's
$200 for a hooded sweatshirt? What's it do?
$189 probably for like the most comfortable fitting shirt that I've ever.
Plus tax.
Oh, no doubt it's gotta be quality.
Plus tax.
for $200.
Oh, yeah.
It better give you a hand job while
That's
you
what
wear
I
it.
was thinking.
Whoa. Hey,
It's just sickening that
I'm just thinking that is it a jacket like a shell or it's just like a
it's like it's all 100% polyester, but it's very form fitting. It's got a real long tail in the back. It was the Fanatic hoodie.
Those are nice. I've seen one.
I've heard that name.
Oh my gosh.
It's a newer style they just came out with, I think.
It
is
is.
pretty slick, but
gotta listen to your Sitka stories.
Well,
you'll
you
know.
probably liked it because you said it's long and that's your
Yeah.
deal. Yeah, you're having a problem finding clothes that fit well, huh?
Oh, it's impossible. It's like you'd have better luck finding clothes to fit a 55-gallon barrel with 2-foot arms than a shirt that would completely cover all of me.
it's
It's
built
just been
like
a
a
nightmare.
condor.
There's
You have
other
quite the
tall people.
wingspan.
Dude, it's just I want to throw up that I have to pay that much money to find a goddamn shirt that will fit me.
Yeah, but I'd rather pay extra money for something that fits.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back there tomorrow and get it.
Really,
Come on.
that's pretty cool. You
Come
could
on.
be our
I was trying
our
to talk
Sitka
him into
ambassador.
He's,
Dude, this
no
thing,
kids.
No
It's like
kids.
you're living the lifestyle. You should be just going around throwing money up in the air.
this thing was awesome. Sorry to barge into your middle of your conversation.
No, you're
Highly
fine.
prudent. But yeah, it was, dude. It was nice. It was athletic fit, and then the tail came back, probably down past the bottom of my ass, which is rare.
Wow.
Sleeves were nice and long. Had thumb holes so you could hook them in there when you're putting your outerwear on,
Yeah.
and had these little folded over pockets. I couldn't figure out what they were. Like, what was up with these? And I grabbed them, and it actually folds over your fingertips like mittens.
Mm-hmm.
Get it out.
And it's like all incorporated in the shirt.
That's cool.
It's a half zip, like a Chama style hood, like tight, wide field of view hood. And then I took the shirt off. I was looking at it, and there's a piece of fabric sewn along the back, like about that big. It was stitched in the back there, and I pull it, and when you put it on, you got the option of pulling it in front of you, so you could use like a gaiter or like a face mask or whatever.
Oh, built right into the hoodie.
Yeah, it had like $1 million.
nice.
It was awesome. It had like $1 million worth of awesome practically applied ideas that you could use in the field. But
Wow.
yeah,
So what would have been the price tag for you to buy it on the spot? Like, what would you have been like? Yeah, I can see paying that.
I probably would have paid $90 for that.
I was just gonna say $100 is
Yeah.
a lot to ask for us. It's a sweatshirt essentially, right?
And they want 101,
$189.
so they want us twice.
Yeah, and I could
For a
get,
garment that
They pay
costs
a lot for
$12 to
Yeah.
make.
They do a lot for marketing.
Of course, I don't know where their products are made, but I'm assuming they're made in I'm
I
sure
hope
you
in
look.
the U.S.
Oh yeah,
Is it made in the U.S.?
No,
Absolutely
get
not.
out of here. No clothing.
Oh,
No
come on.
clothing's not made in the U.S. dude.
made in
There's some clothing made in the US.
Bangladesh.
What?
There's stuff. I buy stuff that's made in the U.S. I buy all my work stuff. I try to buy made
There's a
in the
couple
US.
things, but
Yeah.
I mean,
The
Well-
fabric's never made in the U.S., though, I don't think.
no.
I mean,
I bought a lot of Filson stuff.
you look
that-
so distraught, but
no, I buy plenty of.
Yeah,
America does a lot of good
textiles.
things.
Yeah, not
Tyndale and Bulwark and stuff. A lot of that fire-rated stuff's U.S. made.
yeah.
I've even heard the high-end clothing places for like First Light and Kuyu and stuff say that like America just they can't compete with like the stitching quality and the fabric quality of overseas because it's just not like we can build big V8s and do a lot of
I buy, obviously, electrician, I have to wear FR clothes. So my, like, Tyndale, I've bought stuff from them, and it's not any better, honestly. It's more expensive, but it's not better than the
Yeah.
Carhartt stuff that's made in Mexico.
I was just
but
wondering
I don't
where
mind paying a
Carhartt
little
was
bit
made.
more for stuff that's made in the U.S.
I don't mind paying a little bit more for stuff that's made in the U.S.
Oh,
if
no.
it's better.
Yeah,
too.
if it's better.
But I would have happily paid that price if it was made here. Like I got a bunch of
That's a
handmade
great point.
American-made Filson stuff, like this hat made in Seattle. You know,
Right.
that Mackinac Cruiser I wear, handmade in Seattle, and it cost. And that Sitka stuff wasn't that far off from the price I paid for American-made stuff. It
That's
just,
the upsetting thing to me is that garment cost. I mean, it
Oh,
might have
yeah.
cost $12 to have that manufactured.
yeah.
Yeah, if that. I mean, polyester is not exactly an expensive material.
No.
No.
and the people that are making that stuff get paid like $30 a week.
Right.
So it's
Yeah, I
just
mean-
like, where's it all going?
But-
$100, like we were going back to, yeah, $100. I would think, yeah, $100. That's a lot to pay for a hooded sweatshirt. But if
You
it's
spend-
that nice,
$200 on a Sitka hoodie, 2% goes back to conservation. So
Yeah.
I guess you're giving them $4 for that, but it seems
Yeah.
like
The thing that kind of made me want to go back and steal a deal is after there I went to Meijer and did a little grocery shopping and walked out with 3 bags and just blew $90 that'll end up in my septic tank eventually.
I know it's ridiculous.
So
there is a lot of ways to justify the expense.
Yeah.
And like I said, if it fits,
Right.
it fit
I'll pay
awesome.
twice as much for something that
It'll
fits.
last you forever. I mean,
Because that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's just the thought and design that got put into it was,
yeah.
in all my experience, finding clothing that fit me well, I thought was priceless.
How about your other stuff? I see you brought your box over.
Yeah, that stuff's pretty nice. I brought it over in case you guys wanted to check it out.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
look
I'll
at it
check
real
it out.
quick.
Do you want me to pull it out?
Yeah.
Pull it out.
Whoa.
Whip
What about
it
the
out.
gear?
What about the gear? Now it's a party. Guy shows up.
Should I just walk in without my pants to speed this up, or?
I'll finish my story while he's getting that stuff out. So it was my first time setting up my lone wolf
Yeah.
in the dark anyways. So I climb up the tree and I got my bow on the bow
You could bring
rope.
it right up there, Nick. If you move that whiskey bottle and stuff, you could set it right up there.
So I should have tried this before, but I pull my bow up and I put it in the little lone wolf bow holder head that's there, and I got it there, and it's sitting there fine. And I go to hang my backpack off my seat. I just got a little, like, rubber bungee thing that I can tie my backpack up so it hangs right there. And as I'm tying my backpack up, I just see out of the corner of my eye my cam and my bow just start going. And I go to reach for it, and it's too late. And I just see my bow fall. You know, and it's pitch black, so I can't see it hit the ground. But
You're
I just
kidding
hear it.
It's probably a better thing you didn't see it hit the ground.
Yeah. I was about 18 to 20 feet up.
Holy shit.
Well,
Yeah.
people that don't know about those, the lone wolf's got like a wolf head in the front of the stand,
with
and there's a
a
little tiny
little
rubber
hook.
coat, you know, like capped, just peg.
Yeah, that's
all it
supposed to hook into your cam and
Right.
hold your bow there.
Right.
Well, it doesn't work on a prime shift.
Mine's a little
It did
flippy
momentarily.
floppy. Mine's not very balanced. I would not leave it unattended. Actually, I did correct myself. I did leave mine unattended. I climbed a goofy tree, and I balanced it in there right. It was probably a risk I shouldn't have taken,
But it was, luckily I was hunting, it was like a marshy area. So when it hit the ground, you know, I could tell it didn't hit anything hard. It like didn't hit a tree. You didn't hear like a thud and it bounced away or anything. It sounded like it stuck right in mud.
it's like a squish.
And when I went down there, it was actually stuck like vertically in the mud. So I just kind of pulled it out, cleaned it off, did a visual inspection, drew it a couple times, shot it into a little stump there, and then climbed back up into my tree. And but I learned a valuable lesson that morning. Don't trust the wolf head.
Yeah, that's. You know that. Well, you're really lucky. So you shot your bow sense, nothing.
Oh yeah, I shot it as soon as it was light out. I aimed at a stump and shot. Just, you know, I knew I didn't want to. You know, it's loud, but I didn't want to risk
Yeah.
wounding
no.
a deer, so I just picked a stump 20 yards away and shot an arrow into it, just to make sure it was still on.
Jeez. Do you remember that happened to me at deer camp? Oh, man, I don't know how many years it is going back. It could be close to 10 years ago, but my 30-06.
Yeah.
I think I was coming down from my tree stand, and I was lowering my 30-06 down, and the bow rope snapped from like, my gun probably fell 12 foot, and I was in a tree that was I think it was a maple, and it had like 3 big
Big
yes.
branches,
and
base branches.
the rifle fell straight down
Lodged itself in there?
like sword in the stone.
Oh my gosh.
That gun wedged
The
in
muzzle?
that tree. Yes. And I was just like,
Muzzle down.
holy
Yeah.
shit. It took every ounce of strength I had to pull that thing out of the essentially
And it had a
the
scope on there too.
scope was toast.
No way. Blew
Oh.
it. Oh,
But, you know, the
man.
scope was dented and dinged and whatever, and I looked through it, and the crosshairs were they were just
It's
broken.
like a,
Light bulb filament broken up.
Yep, that's exactly what it looked like.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
a heavy rifle,
Did you have to
too.
go right up to Jay's and get a bore sight and go sight it in, or what?
No, I think I had somebody lend me a gun for the rest of the weekend
Oh,
or
it's just-
whatever.
Instinctively shot his rifle.
Instinctively shot it.
Just got back to your
Bravo,
anchor
sir.
point. You're
Yeah.
good.
Bravo.
Yeah, that was a bummer, but that was a lesson learned. Definitely check your bow ropes.
Your hoist ropes, right?
Right.
Well, I had a whole thing. I don't know where it's at. It must be somewhere, but a retractable bow hoist I got for my I don't know where it's at now. So the first time I went out, I looked for it the night before because me and Drew we both went out in our lone wolves hunting for the first time on opening morning, and I knew I couldn't find it, so I just had to set my first 2 steps, and then with the stick talons on mine, I can climb up the tree with the last 2 on there, and so I set those up, set my stand, then I have to climb all the way back down. And now that I've had my steps set, I can just hook it off of my rigging belt. I'll just snap that around the cam and just let it hang, kind of. But I just ordered another one, so if the other one turns up, I got 2. But I don't know. That kind of blew. That was a big part of my plan.
A bow rope you can hang.
I got some rope too. It tends to get in like a big ball, and it's frustrating me more than anything. And it gets tangled. And this thing is just
it's like a chalk
It's for
box,
$14.
right?
Yeah.
For $14, you got 25 foot, and it's got a little snap on it, and you reel it right up and you put it in your pocket.
Yeah, that's what you need
it's
is one of
worth
those
it.
like the retractable dog leash
right
leashes.
It's worth it, I think.
That's a
but
good
I
idea.
didn't actually get to use it hunting yet. But I've ran a lot of test runs with it.
Just grab a yo-yo and a D-ring from work.
There you go. But I've climbed 3 trees now. I've hunted out of it 3 times, and I got to hunt out of a really crooked one. I think you got to as well.
Yeah.
It worked out flawlessly on that. I went up to a tree. It was probably a smaller tree, maybe 8 inches in diameter, and it kind of split off, and I went up the one side, and the tree was on a pretty good angle. I don't know exactly what the angle was, but I actually had to max out the
Batwing thing.
the adjustment for the platform and the seat, but I had it perfectly level, and I was sitting on there. It worked out really good. I was impressed.
That's cool.
Being able to change the angle of that seat with that little bolt at the bottom of the seat, man, that's nice.
And you get a lot of play in that little bolt. Just a few threads will really throw that because of where it's at, the pivot point on it. But, using the strap-on sticks, too, climbing up that split on the tree, I was able to throw a set of sticks on one side and the other side. It really, I don't know. I was impressed with the system then.
Yeah, I was, minus my bow falling off of my tree stand, I was really happy with how I practiced.
The stand's quiet, too. Not a creak out of it.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I noticed that right away. That cast aluminum platform, I was rocking around on it. You can hear that, like this cheap steel stands. You'll hear little
or the
pings and
aluminum,
pops.
too, the extruded aluminum stuff. You hear the kind of the pressure stuff on
Like
it.
sitting
Way
in an
lighter.
umbrella chair.
Right. But this thing is just,
It's solid.
I couldn't get it to creak.
No, it was nice.
My mobile setup, I was not as
Stealthy.
impressed with as you guys were. Take a look at those. Remember how I was ranting and raving about that custom
API?
bracket?
Yeah, it's got a nice bend to it now.
What?
Which custom bracket am I looking at right now?
Off the back of that tree stand. That
I do see it's got a little bit of a...
a little bit.
The bull
Yeah,
shark
did
tooth.
you,
It's got a little banana hook to it.
what happened?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
What happened with that?
no feedback protection, please. What happened? What happened is that tree stand is a little too old for safety concerns.
It's a 20-year-old API.
I don't know how old it is,
15.
but somebody made that bracket, and it's just not, out of the right material. It's too thin. And
That's very dangerous.
Do you think that entire stand's homemade? I never seen one with pop rivets like that.
no, it's not. There's a bunch of APIs.
Yeah, no, I've seen that stand before.
Just a Frankenstand.
That bracket is, for sure.
It's not. You know what? 10 years ago, I wouldn't have thought too much about it.
Yeah.
But at this point in my life,
Got a little more on the line.
I'm not even thinking.
That's why
I won't. I mean, I might use that again.
never would I even. Maybe just one more time.
In this scenario, if I'm hunting in a swamp and I need to be up 5 feet
Oh, yeah.
versus sitting on the ground, if I need to get up over some brush or whatever, that is a great option.
So if it goes, you just go squishing like a stick in the mud.
It's not going to go. I'm not. I mean, well,
Dude, look at that thing.
It looks like
I would never use. Well,
It
maybe
looked
in
like
the
it already
swamp, if it's
went.
only 5 foot.
I mean, I'm pretty light, so
Right.
it's not like I weigh 200 over two. I only weigh 165 pounds, so it's not like it has this daunting task of holding up a real heavy guy. But
Did it do the classic? You went to go move or shift, and the whole bottom just goes like that on you?
it doesn't do that, but it moves around a little bit. The platform's small. You know what? Here's the biggest thing. I'm not confident in it. And if your confidence is not there, you're a shitty deer hunter.
You just gotta do a trust fall with it. Let it catch you.
Ice
I'll
breaking.
tell you that I
do some ice breaking.
had never been more excited to get that my safety harness hooked up
Oh, yeah.
than when I was in that thing. And just a lot of thoughts going through my head and whatnot. It's like, you know what, this is silly. I'm just gonna go spend $100 or a couple $100 and buy a newer, nicer tree stand because this isn't worth screwing around with. But that'll still be my part of my swamp tactics.
You gonna be using your
Yeah.
Summit too?
I don't know where or how I would.
Great stands.
It is, but I just don't know where I'm hunting this year where that'll do me any good.
You gotta have your trees already picked out. I
Right.
don't know. It's easier setup than a lone wolf, but once you're up in there,
it's the most comfortable tree stand too.
Right.
I mean, Jesus, when you get up in that climber and you sit back in that thing, you can sit all day. Like, it's just so comfortable. But I'm trying to hunt some bedding areas and things, and to try to get up in a tree quietly, and that thing is a little bit of a chore.
Well, it still is with the lone wolf, even when you deaden it. It's.
I found out that hawk, John Eberhardt told you, right?
Yeah.
That hawk is a Michigan company. They're all made right in Frankenmuth.
Wow.
I think I saw them at Meyer tonight.
They are at Meyer.
Yeah, they had a couple stands.
And they got like bow hangers and
yes,
steps.
And they have
stuff.
Backpack straps on their stands, and their stuff's supposed to be pretty nice. So I was trying to get a hold of somebody there today to have a little conversation with them about like what they would recommend as a mobile.
They have that helium. It's a light.
That's a new one.
Super light stand.
It's supposed to be good.
Guy Cliff who handles all that stuff was out today, so I didn't have a chance to talk to him. But maybe the beginning of the week I will. And I like supporting local companies, so I'll probably give their stuff a try. It looks pretty affordable.
Yeah, it's not. It's fairly priced, I'd say.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact pricing, but it's cheaper than a lone wolf.
They had one there tonight. I think it was something similar to that, but 21st century safety devices on it. It was $139, I want to say.
Right.
They had to be steel.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like just steel.
Speaking of affordable gear, you got a whole pile of brand new digs there, huh?
That I do.
Looks nice.
That I do. Yeah. I like it. That I've never really worn anything that was athletic fit, and I talked to Tim on the phone about that.
I never wore anything that's athletic. That's funny.
No. Yeah,
but I get that. You want to move that away from the? Yeah. We get some feedback through the.
Ooh, hot mic.
Yeah, it's really nice.
But yeah, usually because I got like a longer torso, it's hard to find stuff to cover up my back when I'm sitting. But like I was explaining with that Sitka shirt, rely on something like that. But yeah, I like it a lot. It fits really nice. I was giving a little trial run, crawling around the living room, ducking and diving.
Nice. That's what took so long.
Oh,
That would have been great to record. Just bomber rolling.
Tell your wife
around
to go hide and tell her you're gonna hunt.
I was
I'm gonna
chasing
hunt
her.
you.
That's what took so long.
I'm gonna hunt you.
Just gonna hide her.
I'm going to see if I find a bedded doe.
Red stag.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
I'm liking it.
It fit.
nice.
It seemed to fit well.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing I liked about the most is I got like giraffe necks for arms, so they actually put the extra thought in that people have arms longer than 22 inches and put that thing on as plenty of sleeve length,
What size is that?
That's a large.
Okay.
Did you draw your bow with it?
No, not yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just a shade under 6'4", 170, and pretty gangly. And yeah, it fit really nice.
Cool. Looks nice.
Yeah, I'm liking that digital breakup there.
How
Yeah,
does
you
that
were worried about the camo when I talked to you. Do you like it? Is it growing on you in person?
It
Yeah,
looks nice.
I think it had more of like the little bit of green that you could see in the online photos. It kind of stood out like more of like a greener hue than you would see in dead north woods in the middle of winter. But looking at it now,
It's more of a gray tone, right?
yeah, like the bark.
Someone messaged me yesterday on Instagram, a guy that was interested in some of the Poithel stuff, and he asked me if I like the photo flage or the digital stuff. And I said, I really like the digital because once all the leaves are off,
Right.
I think it really does a good job of just breaking up your outline, especially those like late season gray days.
Yeah.
I really think that's a really killer pattern.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And looking at it right now, it does seem like the gray's jumping out more. I guess it all depends on the lighting.
Yeah, certainly.
Definitely in that natural sunlight, it's just gonna look like that grayish bark of like the maples or some old oaks,
Right.
some red oaks up there.
Yeah.
It'll be great in the cedar swamp.
Yeah, definitely. I like that.
yeah.
It's
Anything
versatile.
evergreen or.
Well, anything, with conifers.
Mhm.
A coniferous
Coniferous.
forest, if you may.
Versus deciduous.
or a blend, which is where we hunt primarily.
Yeah, it's a nice blend up there in the Pigeon. Yeah, I'm liking it. Probably give it a little descenting wash this weekend, and got some of those stinky wafers. Get a new bin for it.
Hold on, stinky wafers.
What are
Those
they?
things smell wonderful.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the scent of heaven.
The earth. How can the earth be so stinky?
Those things are powerful. I never smelled those
Yeah,
before.
they are strong.
It
I hang 'em in
almost
my
took my
truck.
breath away when you opened yours up to show me
my
that stuff.
bin. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if it's
I noticed
detrimental
if
or
you
not.
let those sit for a while, they get a little bit of a funk to them.
Yeah.
But when they're new, yeah, you only need to throw one in your bin, and they're powerful.
Yeah, it smells like dirt.
They probably recently added more earth.
It smells like
Hearth.
it smells like non-vapor barrier crawl space. Very,
Non-vapor barrier.
very dirty.
Real dirt ball.
Very dirty, earthy.
I like them. I thought about when I was looking into that gear because I'm going to do something for next year. Getting your early season more the green, and then maybe your outer layers. You can go with the brown if you wanted to. If you knew you're going to be hunting.
Yeah, I was thinking about because
Those
online.
magnetic buttons.
Man, that's a sharp-looking coat, isn't it?
Yeah,
Those look nice.
I do like that.
The drawstring on the back of the hood too to kind of.
I like this. I never.
For your harness.
Yes, your harness
That's
comes
nice.
out the back of it.
Mhm.
That is great.
I know that's one thing that
I
wish
wore
I
that
had.
jacket for like 4 times with the harness coming out the neck before I realized I'm like, oh, you're an idiot.
No, that is nice.
Yeah, I don't have any gear that
Here's
has
a
that.
cool thing too.
The nice thing about that is that you don't have to mess around with your safety harness when you're throwing the layer on.
When you have
Yeah.
this hood on, you see this drawstring on the back.
Right.
You can pull this, and it'll pull the hood back right to the corner of your eyes, so you do not disrupt any of your peripheral vision
Really.
whatsoever. And then, yeah, you just squeeze that little clamp down there, and then you can let the thing go and, bring it back out around your face, which I thought was a pretty nice little feature.
It's a nice looking coat.
I like the zipper pockets. You put
Quiet
your-
zippers.
Check out the pantaloons.
Yeah, and I believe they're water.
How do these things
Proof
do
or-
with like briars and
Just
stuff like
as
that?
bad as
you'd
everything
think,
else.
yeah, I mean,
Anything
the
typically
soft
that has a
fabric.
soft, non-noisy.
Yeah.
Could be a nightmare. So this can go over your boots then?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way getting getting around of that.
What is this?
Then
What is this pocket for?
Do you know what that little
What's the
pocket's for?
Baby.
upland.
Oh.
If you wear upland stuff,
Oh,
like to
Gore-Tex.
to not get stuck with briars. I mean,
Yeah.
otherwise there's just no way around it.
What
What's
pocket?
that?
What pocket?
This pocket right here.
I can't see.
There's
Um,
a pocket right like below your back of your knee.
You could put whatever you wanted in there.
That's.
Stick the end of the recurve in there.
There you
Guess
go.
you could use it to.
Turkey
I don't.
diaphragm or something.
You could put if you used a puff bottle, or you could put milkweed in there.
I just wouldn't trust it down there to fall out.
I don't know
It's kind
what
of odd.
exactly, but do you see the?
Waterproof.
Did you
zippers.
notice the gaiters?
Yes.
That's
yes,
kinda
I do
nice.
like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I do like that.
Yeah. If, you have knee boots on, you can pull those gaiters over the knee boots, and if you're going through deep snow or any kind of nasty stuff, it's not all falling in your boots, which is
It's nice for a pocket knife.
super
Clip-on.
annoying, right? When you get all
Oh,
that shit
dude.
in your boots.
Nice deep pockets.
Yeah.
They're
I
nice. It's quality stuff.
I see red for a split second when I'm out walking around and my pant leg gets hung up and exposes the knee boot, and I just get a big drift of snow right down in there.
Right.
I like
Yep.
the built-in belt too. I do like that a lot.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that thought. And then
And the guys were good to deal with, and everything was pretty smooth.
yeah, I had a quick questioning because of my sizing issues, and he's more willing to kind of explain the fit and compare it to his. He was the same height as me, but obviously, just built probably like a normal human versus me. So he helped. Real personal and easy to work with as far as figuring out what size is going to work best for me. Because Jody and I, we went out and played tailor shop the night before, measuring out with all the fabric measuring tape and getting all of this and
Yeah.
computing it to the chart and everything.
Was it Tim or Andy that you were dealing with?
It was Tim.
Tim. Yeah, there's only a couple people that run that whole operation.
Yeah. I think the number on the website, got me to somebody in there who deals more with, they weren't, what would I say what they deal with? I don't know, maybe they weren't too familiar with like the sizing and all, and she instantly, gave me the number for Tim and called him up and, definitely answered all my questions and got me on the right track.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, I'm excited. I'll maybe wash it up or go take some shots with the old stick and string tomorrow and see how it feels.
Well, we're going to put it through the ringer next weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're going on a backcountry bow hunt.
Man, I wish I could go. I got like the worst weekend ever coming up next weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be packing in off the road a little bit with a teepee. And
I get to
living
work
out of it for a couple days.
I get to work Friday day, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Well, just think the following weekend.
Yep. And then Wednesday night I get to go down to Ohio for 4 days.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, dude. I got that cot for you. You're not leaving next Wednesday, the Wednesday after?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm working all next week.
The Wednesday evening after work, we're going to hit
After
the
you
road.
get back, I'm leaving. That's why I was
Nice.
surprised you brought the cot. I figured you might be using it, but you guys are walking back in a little ways, huh?
Yeah, I'm just going to use my that Big Agnes sleeping pad I always
I
use all the
thought you
time.
guys would just be setting up like off the road a little bit or something. I didn't realize you were gonna truck back in there.
We're going maybe like a quarter of a mile off the road.
No, are you going to the same spot where we camped?
No. Nope. We're basically going to be south of Buckhorn, close to some swampy stuff.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we're not staying up in the hills.
All right.
Nice. Yeah, I was poking around too, trying to look up.
I figured if the weather was bad, we don't want to be up
No,
there.
it'd be better to have a little bit more cover around you than where we camped, anyways. Be
Yeah.
in the thick of the woods a little bit to break up any wind or anything.
That's what I was thinking. If the weather's nasty, we want to be down in the
Thicker stuff.
yeah.
That spot was cool. I'd love to go back to that meadow.
Oh yeah,
You
I'm
guys
looking
went to?
forward to.
That was awesome.
We're gonna make that annual scouting trip, I think, and stay up there at
I was talking to a
High
BHA guy.
High Country Camp.
BHA guy today, and thinking about inviting some of the BHA guys to go with us next
Yeah.
year. Do like a full-on little rendezvous out in the middle of nowhere. Make it a good morel hunting trip for those who want to go, and then
Right.
That'd be
sneak
awesome.
off and go our little
Yeah, we'll
separate
have to
ways
definitely
do
get
some-
coordinated and
Yeah.
Do that
'cause,
or post-season shed hunting or whatever in the wintertime for the brave.
Josh Hilliard and Mark Kenyon both are like extremely interested in going up to the Pigeon.
Yeah, this was Ryan. I always slaughter his last name.
Was he at the rendezvous?
Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always want to say Callahan, but it's Kavanaugh. And
There's a lot of different ways you can spell Kavanaugh. I've seen it spelled a
Right.
handful of different times. But yeah, is he from the UP?
he lives in Escanaba. Yeah, super badass guy. I
think he had a broken leg when I saw him over the summer or something. He was in a cast.
Yeah, he had a cane when we saw him.
Yeah, he jacked up his ankle or something. I can't remember the details, but yeah, I was talking to him. He wants to plan like a elk hunt or something in a couple years too, which would be sweet to get a handful of guys to go out to Colorado and go elk hunting
Yeah.
or Montana or something. I got the block management book for Montana.
Oh yeah.
Man, those things are sweet. Those books. You just go on their website and it's free. You know, you just enter your address, they ship it right to your house, and it's what block management is. It's public land that has or it's private land that has an agreement with the state of Montana for hunter access, and you get this book, and it's just a chart that's got all these different zone numbers on it. It's broke down by region, and you pull out and it give you nice big color maps of every region.
For free, they send it to you?
Yeah, and it's got every region numbered, whatnot, and you can go, like, say, oh, I want to hunt this region, or this region's, like, in the area I want to go. And you can go to that number, look, it says, like, how you have to register to hunt the area, what animals you're allowed to take off the area, because it's all private, you know, so the guy can say, you can shoot mule deer off this, or white-tailed deer.
Love it.
Was that on, like, the MDNR
I'll
website?
send you the link.
Please do that.
I love to look at that. Curious to see where Miles City falls. That's where our property's at, or how much is around there. Who all?
In Montana.
Yeah, Miles City, Montana.
Oh, I thought you had placed in Wyoming.
No, it's in Montana.
Oh, no kidding.
I thought
30 miles off the highway. I think Miles City's the closest
Man,
town.
another layer of the onion peeled back on Bomberito. I thought it was in Wyoming all these years.
No,
Did you guys all just see your phones and get a text from
from Rusty.
that says he's coming here?
I did.
Yeah.
not that many short, not short of words, but yeah.
Well, we're short a microphone.
So you can put one on a bag of mineral in front of two people that worked last time.
You could hop on my back and we could split the mic.
I actually think I have a splitter for some headsets, and if I can go in and steal a couple headsets from inside, I think we can make it work.
I got to bail in like an hour anyway, so.
Well, I don't think we're gonna go that long. We don't have that much stuff to cover. I did want to get into a couple things. Obviously, yeah, next weekend we're going on a little bit of a backcountry excursion.
Oh, yeah.
Me, you, my friend Alex Slosser, and then our other friend Nick Dawson. And yeah, all these years I've been bow hunting, I've never spent a weekend in a tent and done a bow hunt in that fashion. So I'm pretty damn excited about it.
Yeah, me too.
Looks like we're going to have really nice weather, like lows around 40 and highs around 58, 60.
We'll keep the skeeters away.
Yeah, I don't think mosquitoes will be a big issue at all.
No.
And, hopefully it doesn't just piss down rain the whole weekend. But the teepee's legit, so.
Have you looked at the weather at all? Is it supposed to be rain?
That's what I just said. No, it's supposed to be there. I mean, we're still a week out.
Right.
So it could dramatically change.
Do you have a stove jack in that tent?
No, not yet. I don't. But
I was going to say we could bring my cylinder still from Outfitter's tent.
we don't need to. We can just, for the temperature that it's going to be
It'll still be warm
and the
enough.
distance that we're going, we'll just bring like a little buddy heater or whatever for in the morning when you wake up.
Yeah.
And you're rolling out of your sleeping bag. It'll be nice to just put that little buddy heater on when we're making coffee and having some breakfast and stuff, to get the chill out of there. But other than that, shit, we won't need any heat.
No.
Our camping experience coming up in Ohio is going to be so different. We're staying at a
That's
campground.
all right. We're going to rough it. It's
Yeah.
a KOA. It's going to be awesome.
We've got electric. We've got showers.
Yeah.
And then this campground also just put in a whole deer processing facility.
That's pretty crazy. I never heard anything
Walk-in
like that.
freezer, stainless steel processing tables.
Yeah.
It's all there.
It's all included in your camping fee. So you
Right.
can just, if you shoot a deer, you can drag it into this building and just process it all and store it in the freezer.
We're going to be hunting. It'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, pretty much all day. Possibly Sunday, maybe. But it's going to be rough. It'll be nice to have a hot shower.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
That's so
Hang out
huge.
in a tent. We could basically just run those electric heaters all day long.
I don't think it's
just
gonna
walk
be
around
that
in our
cold, though.
skivvies the whole time in the tent.
I don't think it's going to be that cold
don't
because
think
we're
so
so
either.
used to going. We're basically hunting 10 hours south of where we normally hunt.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you drive 5 hours up north. Now we're driving 5 hours south. That's a huge temperature swing.
Yeah, it
it'll
is.
be it'll be skosh warmer.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, yeah,
just
you're
excited.
right. That's a luxury to have power and just plug an electric heater in because it's such a dry.
I don't need to always
Heat.
rough it like that, but that sounds fun. I have to admit, I'm a little
Well,
jealous.
especially
It'll
if
be a
it's
great time,
raining things, it'd be nice to plug that in.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take the podcast equipment with us, and we're going to do a podcast from the teepee out in the backcountry. So I'm bringing a motorcycle battery and an inverter, and hopefully that'll run the laptop.
for an hour.
I think it'll run it for a long time.
Like the one for your bilge pump, the little one like that?
Yep. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Because I also wondered about bringing a small coffee pot and running that off the inverter.
Would be nice.
But, I mean, we got the jet boil, and he's going to bring his
borrow
press.
my jet boil, too.
Yeah, I might ask you to do that.
I've
I want
just
to
got
take
one of
the
those
GoPro.
percolators.
I want to mount the GoPro up in the TP for when we do the podcast and stuff, and we're going to take some footage and
The sweat lodge.
take a bunch of
Just a bunch of shirtless
Jerry
dudes.
Sandusky's bathhouse.
Come on, Drew.
just sweat lodge. You guys want to go hunting? Nope.
Sit there and sweat
Why
it
is
out.
your shirt still on?
Just boil pots of water on the jet boil. Get nice and steamy in there.
Gotta come in. Yep, you gotta drop them. Drop them. Go on. Drop them britches.
God. This is good stuff.
Well, I mean,
stuff.
gets weird up there.
It does. It definitely does.
We're going to be a little distance from Buckhorn, but the spirit will still be
Oh yeah, it'll jump across.
deer camp-ish. But yeah, we when we were up last weekend scouting, or a couple weekends ago, we scouted out this location, and we actually brought it some field stone and made a little fire ring and have a whole space
wow.
all set up
Nice,
for the
dude.
TP. 2 spaces actually, just depending on what the wind's doing, obviously, so we can be
protected.
upwind from the, if we're having a fire, obviously don't want ambers and stuff blowing towards the TP. So
Shrink wrap us.
Has it been really dry up there?
I don't know.
I think it's supposed to rain this whole weekend, so it won't be.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
it is. It's
I'm not sure if like
100%
Smokey the
chance.
Bears got warnings and stuff about having
I was-
fires out in the woods.
I
out
was
there.
gonna go up north with the family tonight, but it's supposed to rain all weekend, so we decided to stay home.
Right.
Yeah, we were gonna go hit up Tomahawk again up in Onaway, and
Awesome.
rain was fouled those plans.
Tomahawk's cool. I've been having my uncle's been calling me up. He's been scouting property for me, and he's been hunting Traverse City area up that way. So he said he was hitting a spot. I don't know if he said it was right at his house the other night, and he saw at least a 12. It was a 12 point. He said that's what I could count.
Oh.
It was big. It might have been bigger. So I'm gonna try to sell it to the wife about packing the kids in the car, going up to Traverse City, doing a little hunting, and me and her maybe getting a free babysitter, and heading out for a dinner.
There you
while
go.
we're up there in Traverse City. So try to make that a little easier
Nice.
out of this area hunting trip for the year.
It's
Yeah.
not just for me, it's for us.
Right. Well, I mean, it'll be really cool. My Uncle Andy's, he just reminds me of my dad, who's been gone for a while. And I remember going up there when I was a kid hunting with these guys. This guy, he stacks them up. But they don't hunt like we do. He's filling the freezer. But I got respect for. He does it all legit and legal. And
I got a lot of respect for anybody that fills their freezer with venison, man.
yeah, oh yeah. And he's got a long bow he's gonna give me, traditional bow. He said
Nice.
there's 2 hanging on the wall. You take whatever one you want home with you.
It's pretty
So-
nice.
Oh yeah. He actually, my uncle Andy knew Fred Bear. He's met him. He's hung out with him before up north.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and a couple other guys, that he knew were pretty close to him.
Jeez.
And one of his buddies, he hunts a recurve. He's always hunted recurve, and he's gotten like a 150 with his recurve before up there.
Could you imagine have gotten to meet Fred Bear?
Yeah, my uncle Andy's like, yeah, he was a super nice guy,
Man,
I was watching an old interview of him.
I watched one recently too.
Yeah, some guy from 1985. He forgot he had it, or just from his archives, and he played it. It was,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Shit,
I think
what was that? You
that
sent
guy-
it
yes.
to me.
I just watched it yesterday. And I was
It's a
looking.
guy. Who's the guy? He does a big sportsman show out of Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
Yeah.
Little heavier set guy.
Yep, beard.
Yep, like a goatee beard.
Yeah, it's super unhelpful.
Yeah.
I'm just
Very-
looking
yeah.
for his name.
Rather.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of his name too.
Fred Trost.
No,
No.
you're like 10 years late.
It was cool. Then I got hooked on. I watched a bunch of his old hunting videos.
Oh, those
watched
are
him
cool.
hunting polar bear
Yeah.
and them old,
Remember
those
the
old
ski-
sleds.
Yeah.
They're like laying down basically in the snow.
They're
the
old
sleds.
Skidoo 250 Blizzards.
Yeah, and he's hunting for. It was the 3rd time he went up there trying to kill a polar bear, and he finally got one. Cornered it, and like you get these ice formations where he finally was able to corner it. He said they're more dangerous than any
Oh,
other
yeah.
game he's ever hunted because there's nothing to eat up there. So
Right.
everything's a walking happy meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, largest. They're larger than Kodiaks.
He was definitely good.
Yeah.
Different kind of person, that's for sure.
Yeah, he was talking in that interview. He was talking about starting the business up in the early 30s.
I'm gonna look up who that was.
It's a good video.
It's bothering me. Yeah, I'd like to be able to tell people who to where to go to see that, because it's like inspirational a little bit, right?
I mean, for your Michigan bow hunters,
if you're any bow hunter,
but especially us Michiganders, I mean, you got that to hold on to is, the home of Fred Bear. It's just cool. It's such a deep-rooted tradition in Michigan hunting.
You go to the Bear's Den Pizzeria in Grayling, and you can read the little history of bear bows on the walls as you eat your pizza.
It's the most informative menus I've ever seen. Or placemats.
Yeah, his dad's name was Harry Bear. Never knew that, but
really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't.
Harry Bear. I love it. I love that.
Yeah, it was the menu, or it's not your menu, it's your placemat.
Yeah.
Is the timeline of Fred Bear's life.
Wow.
It's just a paper placemat that you eat on, but it's got it broke down year by year out, like what event happened to Fred this year, and walks you through like his whole life.
That's
on
crazy.
Your placemat.
Is your camera good? I was synced up to your Wi-Fi on your camera for some reason.
Yeah,
my phone wasn't working.
As long as that red light's blinking, it's recording.
Okay.
Am I sitting in its field of view?
Is anybody hunting tomorrow morning?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I need to snuggle up to Ryan?
I'm not. I think I'm going to spend the day with the family.
Well, that's very good. Very noble thing.
Before I go all in,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My phone won't work. I don't know why.
Well, I'm going to go sit. I definitely wanted to sit tonight. It was a nice night, I thought, for sitting this year so far. This season, I'd say it's one of the better nights weather-wise. I've seen a lot of deer.
We were agreeing that it was a bucky night, right?
It was a bucky night, yeah. You text that, and I said, exactly. I'm actually working in an area that's, just loaded with a crazy herd of deer, awesome quality bucks. They take 60 doe and like 15 bucks off of this property. I think it's like 4 to 6 square miles that these employees get to hunt, and it's only archery, no guns, because it's energy property, and they kill nice deer every year. So we're at work. We have actually in our brake trailer a spotting scope on a tripod sitting in one of the windows,
awesome.
And there's all these different hills, and you all day literally just at break you look up. Oh, there's another deer. They're just
awesome.
all over the place. So it's kind of cool. It's a tease though. I'm at work and I see this. I'm like, oh man. But I saw a lot of deer out tonight. I saw one at like 300 yards. That probably at 300 yards, I could tell it was over. It was probably 140-inch deer at 300 yards. It was at the back of a field on that property. And if you get caught on that property trespassing, it's like national security. It's like a border.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
Port of entry.
Homeland security.
Homeland security.
Over, yeah.
You end up in the slammer type of stuff. They're not messing around with trespassers.
Just because of terrorist stuff.
Yeah. It's energy.
Knocking out the power grids, obviously a big deal. So.
But amazing, just amazing property. They call it the country club. 'Cause it's hard to get in there. You need seniority to work there. You don't have to do anything. It never runs. It's like you walk around, it's just dead quiet. And everybody's just walking around and hanging out. They got a room like with mounts in it.
That's crazy.
Next week I'm going to a spaghetti luncheon. Next month is their wild game lunch that we're invited to. So
wow,
thanks, dude.
Yeah, right at work.
Yeah,
you
invited
right. You
me.
Sent me the flyer. It's like, yeah, I can't.
Oh, they had a hayride.
You invited him too? I thought
Yes.
you said.
Well, I was fishing. I couldn't get anybody to come with me.
Casting multiple lines.
Yes,
here,
it was $20 steak dinner. You cook it yourself, and they took you on a hayride touring their whole property, which would have been amazing.
Just a bunch of dudes?
No family stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like kids could have came and all. I was bring Hunter, but we have family photo the next day, and she wants him to go to bed early because we have to kind of wake up early for him. So ruin that. It would have been awesome with the kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
You should go to bed early.
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe. I always look this good.
Just so you're on your best behavior for the family photos.
Oh, last time it was a mess.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mess probably this
Kids
time.
would not.
I don't know if I've ever seen a picture of Hunter like posed where he's not crying.
No, he knows, and he does it on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're trying to do something nice for the family? Yeah. I don't think so.
Let me-
Not with me in it.
Let me tell you a cool story. yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I love
just looking away.
I love your Christmas photos.
Oh man, those are the best.
I've got probably 4 of them. Like 2, he's screaming about Santa Claus, and 2, he's like screaming and running from the Easter Bunny. Did you see that? Did I send that
yeah,
one?
I think you sent it to me.
Oh, that's a great one.
I gotta pull up my phone again because it killed me.
It'd be hilarious if you get a picture where Hunter's just perfectly posed and smiling, and you're just in the background, just beat red, screaming at the top of your lungs.
Oh, kids.
Kids.
Well.
What? Look the cat drug
Do we
in.
have here? Yeah, you seen that, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
Drew, is that the one?
Yeah, that's priceless.
Yeah.
With Ryan's permission, I'll put that on the YouTube video so people can appreciate it.
Like I said, this is not the only one. It's pretty good.
That one's great, though.
Mr. Russ.
Mr. Tickles, how's it going?
Tickles.
Rusticles.
You don't even have a microphone on yet. You're already looking bashful.
Oh, this is his first sighting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, you
Yeah.
come out of the woods?
He ran out of meat.
Oh, so I won't even get into
Came
it.
to the right place.
Plenty of meat to be had here for you, sir.
Let me, we'll just take a quick pause here and we'll see if we can doctor this up so we can get another microphone on.
Right out.
So the pedal
plenty
on.
of meat.
Oh yeah, dude. I was listening today and on the way over here,
Come
just
on.
dying about. Oh my god, what do you call him? Battle cruiser. I was in tears, man.
Yeah, I wondered how that episode was going to be taken.
We talked about it. We were
It's a
little
lot,
Yeah.
lot
skeptical.
different than anything you're going to hear on any other hunting podcast, just as far as...
I just feel like we're doing a disservice by people not having the privilege to grow up with Scotty and know his. Just what a hell of a storyteller he can be.
Right.
He's got away with words.
Oh god.
Yeah, he does. He's a good storyteller.
Oh man, I could totally visualize every motion and mannerism as he was telling the story of Battle Cruiser.
But he's 100% like, he doesn't listen to podcasts. He doesn't pay. He's just a deer hunter.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how
No
a lot of
bullshit.
guys. Yeah, exactly. So, it is what it is. And
What's a podcast?
what is a podcast?
What's a podcast?
I had a guy at work say that today. I'm like, I'm not even sure yet, really. Not sure what a podcast.
Mr. Mouskowitz.
Oh, you see him?
Yeah, he's back. He's been up and down the stairs twice already.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Oh, yeah.
Just,
Fievel's trying to find his way back home.
We're going to set traps, and it's going to be super exciting when we catch him.
Are we
in
gonna
a-
eat him?
In a trap.
I'll eat him.
No.
I know how to cook them.
All right, nice. Little mousy dinner.
That's all you
He was
Nothing
staring
bad
at me
ever
one day.
happened from mice.
You know what?
carrying
One thing I did
diseases,
want to talk
like
about
the plague or anything.
Never.
is dinner related, and it's venison. What do you guys plan on doing with your deer this year when you shoot them? Like, are you doing your own butchering?
I'm
Of
planning
course.
on it.
Yeah.
I don't even know the last time I actually had a deer butchered by anybody.
I guess for me it'd be about 10 years, maybe.
Probably.
now.
Probably. Yeah, I can't even think of it the last time I ever even crossed my mind to take it somewhere to get it done.
Right.
Me just last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever cut up your own?
Not my own. I've helped other people. This year I will, though.
Yeah,
But,
well, we don't have a choice. We got to bring it home.
For Ohio,
so,
yeah, for Ohio. Yep. But I'm looking forward to it, really.
The last one I did in 2 hours.
Nice. What, just quartered it or just
Well, I'm thinking like
butcher?
Well, I'm just
Butchered it.
Nice.
Well, I'm thinking getting down to where you're face caping it out and cutting the skull
You
cap.
don't
That's
have
gonna
to
take
face
longer.
cape it.
Well, you can't take any brain matter back with you.
I know,
At
but you
all.
don't have to face cape it. You can just roll the hide up around the neck,
Yeah.
up to the base of the skull, cut that, and you take that to the taxidermist.
But there's brain matter in the skull.
It doesn't matter if you're leaving it in Ohio.
Right.
Oh, but I'm talking about bring it back home so I get it mounted up
so
here.
you're
yeah.
gonna take stuff to boil it and everything to get
No,
all.
the taxidermist up here.
Right, but I know you're gonna have to boil the skull to bring it home.
You don't
Not
need
if
the
you're gonna
skull.
do a shoulder mount. You cut the skull cap off.
Yeah.
If you're just doing a
Oh,
shoulder
right.
mount, all you do is cut the
'Cause of
skull
the
cap,
form.
scrape a little bit of that membrane, the brains
Mhm.
off of there, and
That
then
totally bums me out.
what's that?
Just cutting those horns off that beautiful skull.
I think if I shot,
If you want a shoulder mount, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about it on the show or not before, but I'm not a shoulder mount guy, really.
Right. You did mention that.
If it was like a 200-inch deer, I would think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like the European mount anyways.
Right.
You know what's funny? My antelope I shot, when I walked up onto him, his hide was completely annihilated from ducking under wire fences.
Mm-hmm.
Like his neck, everything. He had
Tore up.
just tore right up, not even worth mounting. I didn't really know what to do. And I took it to the butcher out there to get all quartered up to drive it back home. And he just has a pile of capes there all faced out and everything. And I was telling him what was up. He's like, well, if you want one of those, it don't matter.
It really doesn't. Some people will take somebody else's.
Oh,
I did
all
that.
the time.
Yeah.
I got somebody else's hide with my horns on there for my pronghorn.
On Meat Eater, they when they went out on mule deer hunt, Ranella shot a big mule deer, and they caped the face all out and everything. And his intent was just to sell the hide to a taxidermist, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, his hide was wasted.
Yeah.
There's no way I could. But yeah, I never even thought of it until the butcher showed me that pile of them. Grabbed one of those and brought it back.
There's a market for hides.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you take the right care, you can sell it to a taxidermist.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to butcher them up, and I like to get more into the whole organ meat. Experiment with that too much.
I'll tell you what, man. I did some heart last year,
I love heart.
Russell can attest to this because we took it up north late season, and he was like, I'm not eating that, and you
so
ate
good.
it, and you were like, yeah, it's
just a muscle, just like anything else.
It'll be a little
Slightly
chewy.
different.
No, well, here's how I did it. I took the heart and I cut it, not in strips, but
Yeah, you just
I quartered it up essentially.
Yeah.
And then I rinsed it out real good, got all the blood and stuff out of there. There's definitely like a bunch of coagulated blood and stuff in
like
there that you definitely
grape jelly coming out of there if you don't
Yep.
get it all out.
You want to get that out of there. I took that and then I put it in a marinade for a couple days. Just I think it was just kosher salt, brown sugar. And I let it sit in there for like 3 or 4 days, and then I brought it up north and we cooked it over open fire.
Yeah.
And we made sandwiches out of it. Holy shit.
It's good.
Dude, blew my mind. There is no way in hell I will ever shoot another deer in heart.
The times I've done it, I've always just sliced it up and threw it in a pan with
Fried
butter
it.
and
Yeah.
fried it up and ate it like hors d'oeuvres. Man.
That's how
It's
my
so
uncles
good.
eat liver too. They just slice it up like the day after, and with breakfast they'll just.
I can't do liver.
I've tried. I'm going to try it again. It just tastes like I'm just eating a pile of pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like liver. I know it's supposed to be really good for you, but
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, it's not. The texture is what gets me.
Yeah.
It's not a pleasant texture.
told myself this will be the year I'm going to force myself to
Eat some
try
eyeballs
some
and stuff.
tongue.
Tongue?
Never ate the
I
tongue.
want to try that tongue. I'm
Yeah,
curious.
that's good. Gonna go for it this
What about
year.
the kidneys?
No.
What about the nuts?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on.
Buttered buck nuts?
Come
Russ?
on.
Pigeon River oysters.
See,
Yeah.
the trick is you cut them up real high.
Yeah.
I heard you got to get the pan real hot. And then you just toss them in some bacon grease and kind of flash fry them up. And then
Oh, they're
hot,
supposed-
buttery
delicious.
buck nuts.
Yeah, a little salty.
Supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Depends on what he ate.
To hydrate them.
Dehydrate them and toss them in a little olive oil and sea salt.
Or
And
just
Make it like a trail mix out of buck
Yeah.
balls.
dark chocolate dip. Can't decide-
Podcast is going south fast.
very south.
It usually does towards the end. I don't know why.
Wait for a new trade wind to blow us north
well, we were
again.
talking about venison. I ate 2 half-pound venison hamburgers tonight for dinner, and I was just like, man, we haven't really talked about cooking venison or anything on the podcast at all, which is like a huge part of
Yeah.
Yeah.
how we.
Recipes and how
Well,
we
Shannon
like to
told me,
prepare it.
she said, why don't you put some recipes up? I'm like, because I never go off recipes. I just like,
Wing
I'm
it.
just kind of
That's some
like a step up to the plate and
I got one roast left that I want to try to corn. Never corned venison.
oh, I did.
I can't find the.
Do you
gotta have
remember
that-
when I did it?
Yeah, it was good. I can't find the number 2
The pink
Pink
salt.
salt,
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta find it
Oh,
online. Go to
Trader
Weiss's.
Joe's or
Weiss's
places
has
like
that?
that.
Weiss
Yeah.
has got everything.
I couldn't
Yeah.
find it anywhere either. I had to go into Weiss's and they had it.
All right.
The
Yeah.
Himalayan pink salt, or is it different?
No, it's like
like a
a
number
curing salt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's for a brine.
My favorite's that tenderloin, that mushroom brandy cream sauce. I cooked. I think we made it up in the UP when Jody and I came over.
Yeah, you did. That was delicious.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like burger. You know, it worked out good for me again this year. I had like 4 1-gallon Ziploc bags of just cubed up meat that I saved until August. And then, you know, it was roughly, I don't know what it was, 30 pounds of meat or something, you know. I got 10 pounds of pork fat. I just ground it all, and I did 25 pounds of Italian sausage. And then I did like another 15 pounds of burger. And I'll tell you what the ticket is for me, at least with burger, is grind it, mix it up, grind it again, and then I like to take that Montreal steak seasoning, which I just love, and I'll put it all in a big pot or bowl, bucket, whatever I have. I'll put all that meat in there, and I'll take almost a whole vial or shaker of that stuff, shake it in, stir it up, shake it in, stir it up, and then I'll package that stuff up. So when I'm pulling hamburger out, I don't have to do anything with it. I just pull that stuff out, make patties, throw it on the grill.
Yeah.
Best venison hamburger you'll ever have, and it's
Yeah.
effortless. You don't have to do anything. You're not mixing a bunch of things into it
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, I don't put enough in there where it's like off-putting. I mean, it still tastes just like venison if you add salt and pepper, you know. It's
Right.
just delicious.
Yeah. Do you guys? I started doing this duck hunting with the duck breast. Do you ever do it with any of your red meat or game? Like soak it in ice water, like ice bath with a little bit of salt to draw out the blood.
Or milk.
I've done that.
Yeah, I haven't done the milk yet.
I've done milk before with duck
I've
breasts.
done
Yeah.
milk with fish, but I've never done it with red meat.
Ever
Yeah.
since I started
Sucks
doing it
blood out of anything.
with red meat, like you could still tell it's wild game. But any of the old people are like, oh, I don't like wild game. It tastes
the
weird.
gamey taste.
The gamey taste.
Which I like.
Yeah, it tastes like meat. It tastes like what meat's supposed to. Before you just fed it corn and had
Right.
it
Make
Dude,
it
I
stand
can't
still
eat-
its whole life.
I mean, I can eat
Give
it,
it
but I
100 vaccinations.
I
Right.
don't enjoy beef anymore.
No.
Nope.
But yeah,
I do from the stuff I get from my buddy is good.
I'll take that back. I like a good prime rib. But other than that, like the steaks and things that I've gotten, I'm good.
You get a good marbled ribeye on
Yeah.
the grill, man. It's hard to beat.
Oh, yeah.
But
I just picked 2 up.
I rather have a tenderloin or a big chunk of
Oh,
venison
yeah.
smoked.
We've been doing that a lot with like any venison or anything. Just soaking like all my duck breasts, like an ice bath, a little bit of salt, and you could actually see it drawing the blood out
Right.
like the next day. Oh man.
I forget. I was listening to. It was on Wired to Hunt. I can't think of the guy's name. It was a chef. They had,
Yeah.
and I bought. It was he mentioned this thing called a jacquard. It's a meat tenderizer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little press almost. That's got like 30 little razor sharp knife,
Right.
like small little like I don't know 1/8 inch blades on it for these knives, and you set it on top of the meat and you press this thing up
Yeah.
and down, and it perforates the meat.
Right.
And I did that. I made a venison roast. Well, it's been a couple months ago now, but I perforated the meat with that thing and then threw it in the crock pot and just cooked it, like a standard beef roast. You just buy the little McCormick seasoning pack and dump that in there and mix it all up, throw in your veggies and let it sit. I could not believe how tender it was.
Yeah.
Because the jacquard goes through and it cuts all the
So then all that
muscle
juices,
fibers
yeah,
and
to
everything.
get in there and
So yeah, when you cut that thing with a knife, man, it just
juicy.
falls apart. And it's
Nice.
amazing.
Well, any venison roast in a crock pot is like
Right.
pretty hard to beat. You know what's an awesome recipe that's super simple is a venison roast in the crock pot, your celery, potatoes, carrots, onions, whatever you want, 1 bottle of Zing Zang Bloody Mary mix. Bloop, 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 bloop. You just pour that whole bottle right in there.
Old Zing Zang.
Whole bottle of Zing Zang Bloody Mary mix, and you put the lid on that thing, and you slow cook that for
Yeah.
whatever,
I think I've had that before.
8 or 10 hours.
It has one
Bloody
zing-zang.
Bloody Mary pot roast. Boom.
Ooh.
While you're doing that, you get yourself another bottle of Zing Zang.
Make some
And
Bloody
you get
Marys.
some Tito's vodka.
Yeah.
Don't start right when you start the roast, but, you know, about an hour before
Why? Why would you want to wait?
Well, I mean, it just depends. Here, you could start, have a couple drinks, take a nice long nap.
Oh man, what's a nap? I don't think I've had a nap.
I'm just saying you'd have
Just
time.
make
Then you
it
could wake
boring.
up and you could have some more Bloody Marys, and then you could have your pot roast. But no, I mean that's great because it's pretty salty. So actually, you have that with a nice brown ale or something, dude. It's pretty hard to beat, and it's so simple.
We do not dabble too much in the whole crock pottery.
What?
Crockpots are the way.
You got too much
especially when
time.
you got
That's
kids
why
and
I
stuff,
seen
too.
you guys cook meals that like involves 8 pans. I'm like, what the
It's worth it when it's done.
yeah, you'll be involved in some crock pottery at some point in time.
Oh yeah,
It's the best, man. You just
for the busy people.
you set it all up the night before, throw it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Get up the next morning, just set it in there, set that thing on low, and when you come home, you got a glorious dinner.
I have in the wintertime, a couple times I've set it up in my garage so it's not so overcooked. So only during the wintertime because the garage isn't heated, so it's cold, almost refrigerated. And then we've got a timer, got a plug-in wall timer. So it could kick it on 4 hours before we get home instead of cooking for 12 hours while we're gone all day at work. But
I let it cook for 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
we've done it a couple of times, just not a fan. A couple of things. It was pork, though, the times we did do it. We haven't done it with any venison yet.
it just keeps getting more tender.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's another great one for venison is venison roast in a crock pot, potatoes, carrots, onions, celery, all the vegetables that you want. And then you take a whole jar of those, what's the banana pepper rings?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You take a whole jar
Mild
of
rings.
mild banana pepper rings, dump the juice out down the drain, and pour that whole can of banana pepper rings in there. And then 1 whole stick of butter. I prefer grass-fed butter. And then you take a packet of the dried au jus gravy
Yeah.
mix. You sprinkle that entire thing in there, and you take a packet of like Hidden Valley or whatever dry ranch dressing seasoning. Sprinkle that whole thing in there.
Wow.
Close that up.
That sounds like a Kevin recipe.
I got that from Bob Morrow.
Really?
He calls it a mud roast, which I think is like not a good name for it because it's like
Sounds
off.
dirty.
Yeah. I agree. It's just not a fitting name for it. It's like, here's some mud roast. Like, oh, that sounds appealing. Oh, it's amazing. I gave that to people, a couple people. We made that for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
And people were like, what the hell is that? I'm like, it's venison. They're like, no, I never had anything that tastes like that. And it's just,
It's a mud roast.
we experimented with some beer marinades. We did the ice water bath and the salt and a tenderloin for like a day, and then I had
on a tenderloin.
give me
yeah.
a beer.
That's so unnecessary.
Oh,
About
and then I had
brown ale.
a Shorts, Good Humans, a dry hopped brown ale,
Yeah.
and poured that, drained the water, then poured it in there and let that sit for another day, and then threw it on the grill. Got the charcoal hotter than hell, and then seared all sides, and just barely let it sit on there. Oh my god, so good.
Man, I could eat tenderloin just like a raw candy bar.
Oh, totally. I can too.
I love tenderloin.
We were just experimenting because we had a beer that I happened to not be able to wait for it to get cold in the fridge, so I threw it in the freezer and forgot about it overnight.
Oh, so it blew up.
It didn't blow up. It just, I caught it in time, but it was slush, so we just use it to cook with.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been just grilling the shit out of meat lately. All right, and here we go. Ryan, take the floor.
All right.
Not my pants.
I will get some recipes up and some tips and tricks of processing. Mine will be more of the tips and tricks of how to process your own deer when you have very limited time.
And you get something on
don't want
YouTube
it to cost you more money than what it does to take it into a processor.
Right.
Because it's tricky.
Teach them the Makita
By the time
method.
you buy a vacuum sealer and bags and seasoning and everything, I mean, it can really add up.
The big thing that saves a bunch of time is not like I don't anymore. I used to like cut up steaks and everything. I don't bother with that anymore. I cut my roasts. You know, I throw a pile of trimmings for burger. And then like I do like the loins, I take the whole back loin off and I just cut it in 3 sections and vacuum seal
meal size sections
and
or whatever.
It grills so much better.
Yeah.
You know, if you grill that big chunk of meat, you just throw it on the grill. It's harder to overcook it because
it sucks overcooking venison.
Right. If you overcook venison, it's like chewing on your leather belt. But if you cook that bigger, like just the big 1/3 of a backstrap, throw it on the grill.
Yeah.
It's way harder to mess it up.
You just got that mass securing in all those
Right.
the juices in there versus slicing it up.
And another big thing when it comes to cooking venison is let it rest. When
Yes.
you grill it, you have to
Absolutely.
let it rest. Pull it off like 5 or 10 degrees before your desired temp. You know, use a meat thermometer.
Yeah.
Like if you're shooting for 135 or 145, pull it off 10 degrees beforehand.
Excuse me.
Move your mic. There you go. Did the beer go down the wrong pipe there, buddy? Yeah. You'll be okay. Take a minute.
Arms up. Arms up.
Yeah,
Arms up.
You need a meat thermometer.
Right.
That's a huge thing,
They're
right?
$5-10 off.
Versus guessing, you actually can know like what you're dealing with.
Right, and then pull it off, and then I put it on a plate, I cover it with tin foil, and just let it sit on the counter for like 10-15 minutes, and then you cut that thing. Oh, it's so good.
Definitely recommend at least 10 degrees before.
Because it'll continue to cook when you let it sit on the plate.
I'm back.
One trick we were doing, Jody actually taught me, like when you think the steak's ready or whatever, you think it's getting close, just, gently poke it. If it bounces back, the meat. That's why I said steak. But yeah, if you poke it and it doesn't bounce back right away, it's got a little bit more time. But if it, you poke it, but it's not like
So you want it.
poking like a lump of clay or whatever, but it feels like, a steak but bounces back, then it's
I
getting
can
close
even
to
do
coming
that
off.
even a little more sanitary. I just use the tongs.
Yeah.
And you can squeeze that thing and kind of know when,
Yeah.
Squeeze.
If it bounces back a little bit, then you're closer done to per.
Just returns back to its normal
Yeah.
shape.
But that's the thing that I never realized until I really got into cooking is that when you pull that off, it's still cooking. The temperature for a couple minutes or a minute is still increasing internally.
Oh yeah.
So especially when you cover that with some aluminum foil or whatever, it's still cooking slowly for a minute or two. So you want to pull it off right before it's like exactly where you want it and then let it rest for 5 or 10 minutes like you said.
Oh, man, it comes out so good.
Another thing I learned was getting it to pulling it out of the fridge and not slapping it on the grill right away, but just letting it get warm up a little bit. Room temperature, yeah.
Some people like to throw them on when they're cold from the fridge still.
I found a big difference when I let it warm up a little.
A big part of why they say to like throw frozen meat on the grill is because of bacteria growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily the best way to cook it for
I've heard of people talk about it helps maybe from overcooking the centers because the centers are still kind of frozen. Help them stay pink. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but somebody's on some podcast or something I listened to.
We started buying uncured bacon
Mm-hmm.
just because it's got less nitrates and stuff. It's a lot better for you. And a big thing with uncured bacon is you're not supposed to let it come to room temperature because that's when bacteria will start to grow on it. So you basically take it from, you got to let it thaw a little bit so you can pull the strips apart and then throw it right in the pan so you don't get that bacteria growth ever. That's why like those shitty burger patties you buy from Walmart or whatever, so they cook frozen because if you let it sit on your counter
you
and
even
thaw
let them
out.
thaw out. They're just
They're
poisonous.
gonna walk
Yeah.
away.
That's why they don't want you getting E. coli or whatever from their
That
shitty
makes
meat.
sense. Meat product.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you like that uncured bacon versus?
Oh, it's
Classic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they still smoke it, you know. So, but it has a better taste to it. I think it doesn't. It's not overwhelmingly.
I gotta try some of that.
I don't know if I've ever had that before.
It's good. It's a little more expensive, obviously, but man, it's way better. I think.
Well, my venison stash is pretty low. I'm down to maybe like 12 pounds, 15 pounds, and then that's it. So
I got one roast left.
I have 4 doe tags and 2 buck tags.
4
Nice.
doe?
So how's that doe tag breakdown work again? I remember Jason was talking about it on last episode.
Well, there's a quota
You're right.
for the counties, and so they just sell those tags until the quota's met.
Gotcha.
So I think
That
you can
was
go in there
Public
every
or
day.
private?
Private, you're
Some-
limited to 5.
5 a day or 5
A
total.
season.
5 total.
Season.
Public, you can buy 1 a day. I think it was 1 a day
Until the quota's met.
until the quota's
Huh.
met.
And some quotas are met right away. That's why they do the lottery system, because depending on how many people put in,
Right.
maybe no, everybody that puts in the lottery might not even get a license. I don't think that's the case right now because our deer numbers in the state are up throughout the state,
And
besides like in the UP.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you can get antlerless
I don't.
tag in the UP in some areas right now. I'm sure it's all different in different
Yeah.
areas. But
You still use your combo?
you know, that question's really complicated
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's every area is
Specific.
different. Yeah, it's too bad we don't have somebody that works for the DNR that could sit in with us and explain these things in detail, huh?
I know.
Not a lawman. I follow the law, but I don't know.
Our friend Russell's sitting here with us for anybody listening, and he does work for the DNR. But we're a microphone short, so he's just sitting here eating goose jerky.
Here, you get split mine.
I don't have much to say.
Just say hi.
Hello. I'm good.
So venison.
Take the head off.
What about?
I'm going to. One of the things that I wanted to mention and talk about. I'm going to put throughout the season, and I'll ask you guys to help too if you guys do want to put some recipes together and some
yeah.
tips and tricks for butchering. And what we'll do is when we have a deer or two, we'll have the camera set up in here, and we'll do some, some
Processing.
videos that'll be up on our YouTube
Hell
yeah.
page on processing. And what I was going to say is we'll put all that information up. I don't know if any of you guys have had a chance to look, but we have a brand new website,
Yeah, it's really slick, man.
deerhunterpodcast.com. My wife built a state-of-the-art, real nice website.
Mrs. Deer Hunter Podcast did a hell of a job on it. It's
A bang-up job,
Oh, yeah.
World Wide Web. I gotta
worldwide.
check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mobile-friendly. No matter if you're on a tablet or a phone or a computer.
Nice.
Android, iPhone.
Doesn't matter. Everything's on there. All the links for the show, the link for the YouTube videos, a bunch of photos. Like I was saying, we're going on this backcountry hunt next weekend. I'm taking a nice camera. We're gonna take a bunch of photos. We're gonna have a photo gallery on there. Our affiliates are on there. The promotional codes are on there. And if you listen to the show and you like the show, go to deerhunterpodcast.com, go to the website, and if you go to the bottom, there's a subscribe. And you can be subscribed to anytime we put out like notifications about anything or there's new information on
Giveaways.
the website, giveaway information, all that stuff. It'll all be hosed. It'll all be housed back on the website. So, and there's already a bunch of great everything that we've been doing, all the episodes where we've been taking photos and things of that nature are all on the website. So,
Yep. I'm trying to get more of the episodes up on YouTube. It's taken me longer. And then, like last week, we sat in here with Ray, who won Train to Hunt the last 2 years, I think it was. And, we had the GoPro set up and just flat out forgot to hit record, so got
technical difficulties.
Sat there and looked like it was on the whole time, and then we finished recording. And it's like, oh, I'll go turn off the camera, and wow, I hit the record button to stop recording. It started recording. I was like, I've been working too much lately. So, sorry, Ray.
Oh man.
But I put up I'll just put the audio up on YouTube. You know, I usually splice a couple pictures together just so they're cycling over, you know, while the audio's playing. But it's nice to have it on YouTube. If you're at work or whatever, you know, you can have it minimized in the background on your computer and listen to it while you're sitting at your desk for people with those jobs. With climate control and toilets that flush and stuff like that.
Come on, you like using Porta-Johns.
Yeah, they're the best when it's 30 below at marathon.
Yeah.
Or when it's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Slow cooking. We're talking about slow cooking.
What do you guys, as far as like trophies or whatever, what are your plans for mounts, Europeans, rugs, anything like that? Hides?
Rugs? Fine buck rug in my
buckskin, 3-inch tassels.
Buckskin underwear.
Ooh. You guys put any thought into that?
Well, I mean, it depends on the deer I take.
Yeah.
Depending on the deer, I'll do a European, or I might do another shoulder mount. I really like, having my 10-point. Nice. It'd be cool to have another one up in there. I don't know. I like them. It's kind of cool having just a deer figure in the house. The wife has let me do it, and I'm seeing deer in the house. I'm like, that's cool.
No, it is nice. I mean, we're sitting under a couple of them right now.
It's just cool. They're beautiful,
trade them
man.
for the world, but God,
they're beautiful.
Dog, do I have a hard time cutting the antlers off of the skull of a beautiful animal like that. I really like those European mounts too.
Yeah.
If I shot a real dandy buck, I would consider doing a shoulder mount, but
doesn't have to be 200-inch for the record.
No, it would have to be above 150 though, honestly, before I would even think about it.
Okay.
But I really like the classiness.
You're gonna shoot one just
cool.
under that mark, and I'm gonna see
148.
I'm like, Drew, what are you gonna do?
Won't do it. I'll do it out of pride. I won't do it.
Did you do those, Russ?
We'll see.
Yeah, he did a couple of those. You might have done all of those. You did this one, I know that.
I know I did the one with the nose missing because you'll never let it down. I hear about it every time.
Yeah, I've asked you multiple times if you have the nose for my deer, but it's gone missing.
Got your nose.
These things are awesome.
Got your nose.
Got your face.
I just like the look of them, man. I think they're classy looking.
They're cool. They're nice. I got nothing against them at all.
There's companies that make
camo
faux
dipping.
No, they make faux, like fake deer skull mounts.
Like antler chandeliers, but European mounts?
No, these are companies that are.
They make a skull
they're
with a
animal
base.
friendly. They're like
So like a pottery barn.
Exactly.
We're gonna sell
they
you a
actually
fake
advertise
deer skull.
that like no animals were harmed in the making of these mounts. It's like part of their marketing. It's a faux European mount.
Jesus.
For those people that are,
because it's a it's a decorative thing, But they love the look of it, but they don't actually want to harm an animal, so they can buy these.
it's kind of like a nature
molded,
walk
like
video.
a ceramic deer skull.
Do you want to know?
Just like bragging rights when somebody comes into their house and they go, oh, "You hate animal?" No. Actually, this all
aren't
goes
animals.
towards.
They're huge in Ann Arbor, I guess.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Why wouldn't they be?
No animals were hurt with the skull of this animal.
Actually, the
not a
money
real
goes towards protecting them.
That goes to deer sterilization.
Where actually all the outdoorsmen and deer
Get your
hunters are
doe
the ones
spayed.
that fund the protection. So
Right.
Yeah.
get real losers.
What was that?
Thank you.
Was it
Most people don't
Ann Arbor
realize that.
was doing
No,
that?
they don't.
Yeah, Ann Arbor.
That the best thing that's ever happened for wildlife in nature is hunting.
Yeah. Well, if
More money goes to that from that than anybody else.
I think it's 90% of something like funding for all of that stuff comes from hunting and fishing.
you were there. I think you were there, Drew. We were sitting around a campfire over in Ipperwash up in Canada, and I'm talking about I was doing a lot of duck hunting time, how great duck hunting is and all that, and I said, I love ducks, and Lake's like, how could you say you love ducks? You go hunt. And I said, I used to chairperson for Ducks Unlimited. We did a lot for their habitat and all that. I said, we raised like 10 grand, 12 grand in a dinner, and I worked my butt off for it. So what have you ever done for a duck? I shoot them, but I think they're beautiful birds. They're tasty. They're here for us to use, just like the deer.
It's
They're
a renewable
awesome.
resource.
They're just the most interesting things
It's
in the
that
world
simple.
to me.
It's like it's like vegetables and trees and everything else. If it's done correctly and monitored, it's a renewable resource.
Right.
That's what's
Take
like a
advantage.
crop. It's
Take
like a
advantage
crop.
of it.
It's like a plant.
that's gonna be the toss up
cooler.
is delegating weekends of deer hunting or duck hunting.
A little tickle.
I think you
Why would
cupped
you-
your hands to
Yeah.
make it as loud as
well,
possible.
I
Why
tried to
wouldn't you-
block the mic.
No,
but
you
then,
didn't.
like,
You encapsulated the mic in your.
This is the move I went for.
No, you went for the full
No,
out.
I went.
Next time,
Well, that little cough that would never been my
super
cough.
efficient.
It's
okay.
Like
Live and learn, right?
Yeah.
I ruined it.
Hey, live and learn. Learn from your mistakes.
Well,
I'm
the
gonna try.
first time
You
we did
try.
a podcast, Bomber showed up with a bag of pretzels, so we
Oh,
have
that was-
progressed a little bit away from eating
Oh, it
pretzels.
was you. Was
No, yeah, that was Ryan.
might have been me,
brought
yeah.
pretzels. I was
Should've
just
with-
gonna say Russell. Obviously, he's a first timer to the podcast. He brings a bag of jerky.
Did I bring?
Oh
That's,
man, it's
yeah,
good
that's
though.
great.
Well, it's just not good to eat jerky while you're talking into a microphone. Typically,
Why?
What?
All right, what's next?
what's next?
What do we got?
So,
What time
that's
is it?
definitely something I wanted to bring up. Is the website's up and running? Please, if you listen to the show, go to the website, check it out, and you can subscribe down at the bottom of the website. Digital Deer Camp. Did you guys get? Or did you guys get signed up in that?
I didn't want to sign up. I felt like
No, absolutely. What are you
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about?
signing
How do you
up.
sign
It's a
up?
social event.
I signed up twice.
How do you?
I signed up twice too.
I got to sign up one more time, I guess.
The guys text me and they said, "Hey, we're getting a bunch of people signing up. It's great. Like we had 50 people sign up today." Well, actually, Kevin, you signed up twice, so I guess 49.
I did the same.
And I'm like, "Well, I guess I
guess I'll
I
sign
thought
up."
one was for their email blast and one was for the."
It was a little confusing, I
Yeah.
thought, the way it came up.
I just when I didn't want to win the infalt thing.
You're not gonna win anyway. Don't worry about it.
Don't cut me down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
We're
too.
No, I
choosing
guess-
the winners.
Oh, I thought you guys were actually had categories going for this thing.
We do have categories.
Yeah,
We're
so
still
you could-
choosing the
we
winner.
could choose you still.
So you're just
It's not like
gonna choose
randomly
me?
selected.
We choose you, Drew.
We're doing a podcast. The guys from Lifestyles Lost are coming here.
Yeah.
We're going to do a podcast and pick the winners
Nice.
All right.
and announce them on the podcast.
So what's
pretty
the
amazing.
easiest way to sign up? I
Go to lifestyleslost.com. Go to Digital Deer Camp.
Yeah, you just
All
sign
the
up with
details and
email.
everything are on there. You just put in your email and
Sign
you're signed up for Digital Deer Camp, and all the details are there on how to enter your photos and all the prizes, all the sponsors, and all the prizes that can be won for the different categories are all listed there. Those guys are top notch, man.
Yeah.
Man, do the prizes and everything. There's some
Yeah.
top notch shit in that. you
two
can win.
Exodus Lift Trail Camp. I mean, there's two. Those are two separate prizes. So there's Exodus gave two gift packages, which are Exodus Lift 2 trail camera, a T-shirt, and then I think a couple stickers or something. There's two of those. There's a custom game call company out of the state of Michigan. I can't think of the name right now, but it's on there. A couple custom-made wood grunt calls.
Oh, I saw those. Those things were sharp.
I'll look it
Dude,
up.
they are really nice.
They are. Man, I want.
Heather,
Was that up at the BHA?
No, they didn't
No.
have that stuff there.
I'm not sure. Heather's Choice that make like a real top quality, high end backcountry food. They
Backpacking meals.
yeah, they put in a big like a gift bag or
Basket.
package or something. There's a couple other different ones, and then
Osborne
knives.
knives.
oh yeah,
Dude, those knives are nice.
Yes, they
Right.
are.
Man, they are.
He does nice work.
all you have to do is post photos and tag them of your deer season.
Right.
And
Is it of you fill in a tag or just
yeah.
like?
Yeah, legally taken game.
Legally taken game.
I'm hoping to. I'm like, what do I sign up for this? And I actually don't fill one.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't that
You're not going to win.
Yeah, you
I
won't.
can. There you go.
Yeah, there you
Your
go.
prep sums it up.
Story solved.
Yeah.
Answered your question.
Yep.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
You're not going to
But
win. You don't put nothing
there's dough category.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Just a sweet picture category.
Yeah,
maybe?
exactly. Encapsulate your hunt. You know,
Nice.
it's we wanted to go away from it just being a big buck contest.
Right.
There's just so much more to deer hunting than that you're selling yourself short if that's all you're after.
It's
out
such
of
a
your
personal
deer season.
thing to anybody.
Did
Hunting
you,
is just what you want to make of it.
Watch In Fault, the last video he posted there, recovering a guy's buck that he shot, and it's a huge deer. It's like a 200-pound deer. And he mentions the contest right at the end of the video.
Oh, he did.
He doesn't
Thanks,
say digital deer camp, but he's like, that's going to win those boys contest. You know, and he's got to be talking about that because he's
Dan
sponsoring
Infalt.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's Dan Info.
And that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, the big. I mean, in my eyes, the big ticket item in there is the ultimate deer hunter giveaway package, which is for the winner and a guest to go to Dan Infalt's Whitetail Scouting Workshop for the weekend. You know, I think it's $150 per person, so that's a $300 value, and then you get 2 of Dan's scouting DVDs, swamp bedding, and marsh bedding and hill country bedding, and they're actually my DVDs. Dan gave them to me. They're actually not even mine. Dan gave them to me to give to my friend Kevin, who's been doing some work for Dan. They never made them to Kevin.
Now we're giving them away.
Kevin doesn't know.
Sorry, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin, for giving away those DVDs.
But I've watched them both. I highly recommend them. They're included in the package. We're going to do a $100 gift card to cover some of the travel expense. But it'll be in Wisconsin. It'll be after the deer season. It'll probably be in January or February or March. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm going to go. I'm assuming maybe a couple of you guys are going to go.
Yeah.
Landon and Dustin from
Heck
Lifestyle
yeah.
Lost are going to go.
If we can make the weekends all line up with whoever wins, it'll be a good group of guys going over there.
We'll probably drive over there on Friday night, and Saturday we'll be out in the woods all day hanging out with Dan Infalt. Dan provides a meal.
Wow.
So it's going to be hanging out with Dan all day, doing a scouting
Raccoon
workshop
meals?
out in the woods. It might be a raccoon pot roast.
Dude,
Nice.
raccoon is good.
Yes,
It is tasty.
that would be nice.
Verdict's out on that, but
Yeah.
Dan provides a meal, and then I figure, Saturday we're all going to be over in Wisconsin together, and
That'd be awesome.
we'll all
man.
stay somewhere together, and we'll probably
Have
go
a
out
couple
somewhere
beers.
and get a Uber. Yeah, because we probably won't be driving.
Get a little Kenny'd.
Yeah, exactly. Get a little tuned up. And well, God, what an awesome, what an
such a gnarly
awesome weekend that's
Yeah.
gonna be.
That is going to be fun.
And I'm telling you, man, spend one day with Dan Infalt, especially in the woods, and it just changes. It changes how you approach the whole deal. I've really grown a lot of respect and appreciation for that guy, man. Just listening to his podcast today, I think I was listening to like episode 20. He was talking about he kind of got off on a tangent about bringing kids up in the outdoors and regrets that he has about how he raised his kids in the outdoors and things, and just an inspirational guy and very, very truthful. I mean, it's very apparent when you watch him and pay attention to him how truthful he is and
Seems
how
like a good dude.
uninfluenced he is by products and money and sponsorship and stuff. And I wish that there was more of that in the hunting industry, but it's going to be awesome, and it's the ultimate deer hunter giveaway. And literally all you have to do is go to lifestyleslost.com, enter digital deer camp, and then
Shoot a dandy buck.
Shoot a dandy buck or a big matriarch doe. Whatever. Just encapsulate your hunt in a photo or a series of photos and tag them. I think it's just a tag through Instagram or Facebook to enter any of the photos in the contest, and there's a lot of prizes.
Do you tag Digital Deer Camp, or is it Digital Deer Camp like 2017?
All the details are on Lifestyles Lost website. If you want to enter, go to that.
I think it's just digital deer camp, but
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
can
know
get
a
back
lot
on
of
there and
people.
check it
A
out.
lot of people got signed up, so I'm assuming everybody here will be.
yeah, I'll sign up.
Twice.
We're choosing the winner, so unless you're going to pick yourself.
I might be that big of an asshole. Who knows?
And the winner is
Oh, what a shocker, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man!
Looks like I'm taking myself to Wisconsin.
Thanks for the gift card.
Andrew Gunderson. Drew's alias.
So yeah, I'd love to see people get on board with that and share their deer hunting season with us.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted you guys to maybe work on is show names.
Show names?
Yeah.
What? Like handles?
Yeah, handles. Yeah.
I'm just Bomber already. Is that good enough?
I don't think so.
What's a handle again? Excuse me.
Well, like,
What's a
so
handle again?
if you're on the Hunting Beast, everybody there has like basically like a code name.
Okay.
And it's been real appealing to me. Like, Dan's son is Rat Slayer.
Rat Slayer.
And they
Nice.
and they talked about on the Hunting Beast podcast today on like episode 20 about how his kid got the name Rat Slayer. And it kind of parlayed into raising your kids in the outdoors and things. I highly recommend that people listen to the Hunting Beast podcast right now. I know Bomber said the audio quality is maybe a little bit not like what you're used to listening,
Yeah.
but
There's some solid info there.
Yeah.
I've gotten through like probably 6 or 7 of the episodes, and man, they're good.
Yeah, the couple I listened to, the information was awesome. I love it. It was just straightforward question asked, answer delivered in full detail about
Right.
deer
Yeah.
activity, bedding, and all
Yep.
that.
They had like a 6-part series on YouTube like that.
It's 10
10?
parts. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, anybody that is on the Hunting Beast forum, I don't know if you guys are on the Hunting Beast forum.
I am.
No.
I'm
I'm
not.
registered on there. I just have.
What's your name on the Hunting Beast forum? Ryan.
What did I do?
Dash.
Ryan
No.
Have it all.
_
Maybe I
Have
did
it all.
do Rain Man in Public Land or something like that.
That's a great one.
So,
It is a great one. I love that
I
one.
might have. I don't know. I don't.
There you go. We got your handle. You're done.
what's a good handle?
Definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
I think I'm going, for me
Definitely go
personally, I've been
Republican.
thinking about this. I don't want you guys to make a rash decision right now. It's something that you should think seriously about. But I think I'm going with Swamp Pounder.
Swamp Pounder.
Yeah.
Nice.
Little SP.
Little SP. SP for the DP.
The Rain Man in Public Land. That is a great one.
That was. What was that? What episode was that? Like.
It's back a few. I don't know. I'd have to.
Oh.
That was a good one.
Oh, man.
So you guys can think about yours. And anybody that is.
I feel like it has to be bestowed upon
Yeah,
you. You
You
can't
should
just
be able to
craft
pick
your
out
own.
your own.
well,
That's
I
like-
mean,
Yeah.
like
it's
at
like-
work, sometimes you don't like them, but that's your
Right,
nickname.
It's like wearing the band T-shirt to the band you're going to see.
I think I'm gonna make some type of forum or something that is like an open conversation
board?
piece on the Deer Hunter Podcast website.
Mhm.
And so anybody that listens there that wants to go in, they could just put in their email and who they are, and then they can have a Deer Hunter Podcast alias.
Nice.
So
Should
I'm
just
pretty
have-
sold on.
I do like Swamp Pounder because,
I do pound the swamps.
yeah, you've punched a couple of those tickets.
I should just let people vote on names on the Facebook page and make it my burden to bear for the rest of the time.
Dude, we got we have some people following the show that have some senses of humor. I have laughed multiple times this week when people have posted comments on that guy that posted the milkweed.
Oh yeah, it
Thing.
was Dave Chappelle. What's the
Oh, did he? He did that.
Yeah, a guy made that. What are they called?
meme?
Yeah, made a meme of Dave Chappelle like looking like a drug
I thought
addict. and
you
it
made
says,
that.
No.
He's scratching his neck.
What
Yeah,
does
it's
it
one of
say?
the
You
You all
guys
got
got more
any
of that.
more of that
It's
milk?
Tyrone Biggums.
Yeah.
You guys got any more of that milkweed?
You put that on the comment.
Yeah.
It was priceless.
Y'all got any milkweed?
Yep.
I was in
Oh,
tears.
people are great.
And then the guy that won the Tooth of the Arrow broadheads.
That was him. That was the same guy, Ted.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
a
really?
funny guy, Ted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What did he say? I can't wait to get my hand on those tooth of the arrow broadheads.
Some
And
double
some
Ds.
And maybe some of those double Ds. Because your double D batteries that you created last week.
Yeah.
Dude, I was driving to work.
Double D's.
I heard you. I was just cracking up when all I could just envisioning you trying to maintain, all three of you guys trying to maintain with all the innuendos being dropped.
It was tough. I can only last so long. I'm not that mature, so it's going to get to me. I can't laugh it off internally.
Oh.
Before we move too far away from the deal with Dan Infault, the reason that he was willing to do the sponsorship for the digital deer camp event is that we promised Dan that we would traffic some people to his YouTube page. So if you listen to this podcast, you need to do us a
Subscribe.
huge favor. You need to go to the Hunting Beast YouTube page.
If you just put in the search bar, it's like Hunting Beast or Extreme Whitetail Tactics. It comes right up. It has their little logo of like a... It's a deer skull, but it's a weird looking skull.
Actually, it's part of the criteria. If you go to Lifestyles Lost and you enter digital deer camp, there's a side note that says if you want to be entered into the ultimate deer hunter package,
Subscribe.
that's how you have to subscribe, because they don't want a 12-year-old girl winning, a gift of going to Wisconsin to
see this
hang
man
out in
Dan.
the swamps with this man Dan. Yeah. Obviously not a great gift for her.
Right.
So they wanted the right people to enter that part of the contest. So that's part of it. You have to go to Dan's YouTube channel.
You guys are going
and
to love
subscribe.
that YouTube channel anyways, man.
Yeah.
Dan puts out some priceless stuff.
He's
The
a
information
character,
is great,
though,
and
too.
then
He's
there's some
entertaining.
ridiculously funny stuff
Oh,
on there.
I'll tell you his scouting videos that I've watched, the ones that are not mine that I'm giving away.
That's really nice of you,
You're
man.
so courteous.
I have laughed so hard a couple times watching that, and just some of these things that Dan says is just like, man.
Oh,
the,
man, it's
the humor
great.
is.
Is he gonna ever grow the long hair back again?
I don't know. We'll have to
that
talk
was-
to him about
yeah.
it. We and I'll ask him, because having him on the podcast, I think next week from when this is heard, Dan and I are going to do episodes specific to hunting the rut.
Nice.
So we're going to do a very in-depth Dan's approach from basically the week before Halloween to Thanksgiving.
Nice.
How Dan hunts, why he hunts that way. I have a lot of questions for him, and I'm going to try to get some real detail-oriented answers. So
That's going to be awesome.
I'm wondering if we're the same. I don't know, type of rut schedule as they are over there in Wisconsin.
yes, we are.
Okay.
Yep,
I
definitely
figure,
are.
we're probably pretty close.
So other than that, yeah, please, if you listen to this, go to Dan's YouTube channel and subscribe and sign up for Digital Deer Camp. Other than that, I think I mentioned a couple of the next upcoming episodes. Chad from Exodus Trail Cam is going to be on. We're going to talk about some details about cameras. We're going to talk about hunting public land, because those guys hunt a lot of public land. And then another one of the upcoming episodes is Heather from Heather's Choice. She's doing entering the
Giveaway.
gift. I don't want to say basket. It's not a basket, but it's a package
Yeah.
of
She makes
Backpacking.
legit like backcountry food, like
Yeah,
stuff
like
that's not gonna
high-end
tear your
meals.
gut up if you're out there a couple days.
Right. And it's cool. I talked to her yesterday on the phone, and she was leaving tonight to go for 6 days. They were going for I think she said it was a 6-hour boat ride out into the ocean to a small island that they're going deer hunting for like 6 days
Nice.
Not
East
bad.
Coast?
out of Alaska.
Oh, Alaska?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So sounds pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about that on the podcast, plus, her starting the company and all that.
Nice.
All that.
Where are they out of?
Alaska, Anchorage.
Anchorage?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. So other than that, that's pretty much everything I had on my list of things to wrap up. One thing I definitely wanted to mention, we were talking about my unsafe tree stand earlier. I know you posted this week, you gave a harness away.
Yep.
Please, 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 anybody and everybody that's going out deer hunting,
Wear a harness, Sam.
wear a harness. Think about it. I mean, even going up and down, man. There's a couple videos going around on Instagram and Facebook and on YouTube of people falling out of tree stands and stuff. And
It can be bad.
Yeah,
I've known some guys that had bad injuries. Gruesome.
I got that lone wolf stand, so I have a hunter safety system, so I didn't need the harness. I just threw it up on the deer hunter page, said, hey, who wants this? I'll pay shipping. And guy said, hey, my buddy never uses one. I want to get him one. I said, all right, give me an address, and I just sent it out to him. So
yeah, please, anybody, don't. It's not worth risking it. Go to if you have a half-ass old, just
do
go
something.
Go spend the $50 or the $100 and buy a nice harness. I mean, I have a hunter safety system too. It's nice that it has great pockets. I utilize those pockets all the time.
yeah, and for hanging, like when you're hunting mobile with the lone wolf, if you're not using a harness with a lineman belt, you're making it 10 times harder than it needs to be.
You need a lineman belt.
Oh
yeah.
man, with that lineman belt, it's so nice.
Even if you're gonna hang tree stands, I won't do it without a lineman ever again.
No,
it's so safe, and
it's relaxing. Actually, you're not like fighting death the whole time.
Well, it's fresh in my brain because I fought death.
Oh, I fought death this last week.
all evening last week when I tried my mobile run and gun pieced together setup, and it was like an eye opener. I'm like, you know what, this is just not worth messing around. I'm gonna go get a lineman belt. I'm gonna get the steps are fine. I'm just gonna get a nicer tree stand.
I stopped messing with it as soon as like I got my actual job, my career now, where I need to be able-bodied in order to bring money home to feed my kids and wife there. So,
yeah,
if I fall out of my tree stand and I miss 6 months of work or die, it's pretty bad news for my family. So be smart.
Yeah, having a kid is what tuned me in to it. We used to hang tree stands 25, 30 foot all day long, and then
4-foot steps in between.
Even if you don't got kids, there's somebody.
Who's gonna feed my dog?
Right. Yeah. So please, anybody listen to the show, yes, be safe.
If you guys got extra
I'll need
harnesses,
I'll gather up all the extra ones I have because
yeah,
I bought
they come with tree stands all the time. So yeah, if
Right.
anybody listens to this, they got a pile of them sitting around. Let us know, and maybe
Send
we
them
can
here.
distribute out to people that
are in need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
don't. I remember some guys used to leave half of it tied to the tree they would go back to every week.
Sure.
And then hook back in, and then all UV damage and the weather, that weakens the integrity of all the material of that.
Right.
Yep.
Just take the whole thing with you.
Just takes give safety a little thought.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time, and I'm surprised I never really got seriously
I
hurt.
fell asleep in my stand before and fell out with the harness on, and it still hurts really bad. So
I've never got. Well,
You guys ever talk about suspension trauma at work?
yeah.
That's scary too.
That's what the hunter safety system. A nice thing they have is
it drops out.
You can put those
foot
stirrups
stirrup.
that drop up.
yeah. Well, I keep it in my pocket. It actually you can use it. There's a little like D-ring on the just above your tailbone on the hunter safety system, and they give you this tether that you can use it as a deer drag. So you can wrap it around the neck of the deer or whatever, clip this thing to your back, and then you got your 5-point on, and you can just truck that deer right out of the woods with that.
Nice.
Or I keep it in my pocket in my harness because if you fall, and you can clip that on to that D-ring, and then you can let the slack out and actually put your foot in there, and you can step up on
Take
that
the
thing, and
pressure
it
off
takes
your
the
legs.
pressure off your thighs there, so you can
Femoral
get
arteries.
better blood circulation.
Because I think if you fall and you're hanging there and unable to support
off
yourself or
there.
get down, you got about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Could kill you.
Yep.
I just monkey my ass right up that strap, but some people aren't. Yeah.
You never know the situation. Yeah.
True. Could be unconscious.
You could.
Right.
Yeah.
Could
You could
smack your head,
you
be
could have
unconscious.
be impaled by
Of course,
a
I guess then
limb
that
out
other
of the
strap
tree,
doesn't
right.
do you much good either.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's probably more for the bigger boys out there hunting from the trees still, you know.
Yeah. Buy good stuff. Be safe. We both have the hunter safety system. I'll say that I'm super
I've got
impressed
that,
with
too.
that.
Yeah, they're great.
Um,
They're only like $40-$50 now too. They make
That's
a
it?
cheaper
Basic.
model.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
So
I mean, you can still
Basic.
spend $100+ on like their high end, super, you know, super duper ultra hunter one, but they make a nice one for like $50.
So I want to get back into hunting from stands again, from trees. I just, check out a good stand, mobile setup, and I definitely want to get one of those systems.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
With
great.
alignment, and there's a lot like the
That'll be-
DIY Sportsman's got good stuff.
That'll
on
be
that.
what you can invest in next year because you've already.
Oh my God!
But it's
Who hasn't dumped a bunch of money on this season yet?
You should have seen me
Oh man.
having a meltdown inside my little brain.
Tried
staring
to
at
tell
that
you
price.
just to buy it.
Just do
Dude,
it.
I got in my truck, started it up, put it in reverse, and I got that text, and I hit the brake, put it in park, and sat there. I have to play for another 15 minutes.
Well, I'll get a hold of Tim tomorrow too and see when the Plythel hoodies will be back in stock.
yeah.
and
See, I
let you
need
know.
that tail to cover up my lower back. I'm probably gonna be a psycho and go back and get that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Because I
You
just
dink.
So the back, like a dress shirt, huh? Like hangs at the
Yeah,
lower
just-
than the.
yeah. Because a lot of them, there's a couple. Even Cabela's had some. I noticed in their some of their waterfowl gear was regular cut in front where it fell just below the waistline, but in the back they had a nice tail that came down. So if you're bending over, ducking and diving, or crawling,
Your
you're
butt crack's not out there, and then
right. You're at
Exposed to the elements,
yeah. You're nice.
or the elements aren't exposed to your butt crack.
Exactly.
poor elements.
But that's just nice having your lower back covered up. I mean, yeah, you got an athletic cut coat, which is nice, but your shirt or hoodie,
Yeah.
just something.
Well, I was telling you, my hoodie hangs like 4 inches lower than my jacket, and it's kind of nice because it's what's the material? It's polyester, right?
polyester.
So it doesn't bind to the jacket at all. It slips and slides around real nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice system. So I'm glad to hear that you're happy with it so far. It's cool. It'll be cool to see how you feel about it after hunting out of it next weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna suit up in it, and hopefully it's not like 87 degrees tomorrow. I'll go take some shots in the yard with the recurve and
Nice.
see how it feels.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a big discount code. It was nice of those guys to do that for us. It's just promotional code DeerHunter at Plythel.com for 25% off all their gear. I don't know how long they'll run that for us, but they're running it for us right now. So if anybody needs anything, feel free to take advantage of
They
it.
just started a payment plan thing too.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm
Which
gonna
can be risky, but man, it's convenient sometimes.
Maybe a way to hide a little money.
Right? Yeah, it's easier to hide it from
Yeah. So it's
the
what
people
it's
you share your bank account with when you can break it up 3 times.
25% down for your purchase, and then 3
And
monthly
Easy
payments to distribute the rest of the cost. It says no credit check, no nothing. I don't know how you get away with doing that in this day and age, but they're doing it.
Send a picture.
And so if anybody needs gear, I don't know how in the hell there's a more affordable option than that.
Yeah.
And you can use our promotional code for 25% off, pay 25% down for your purchase, and then have 3 months to pay the rest of the balance. I don't know how you can beat that.
No, it seems like a good way to do it.
Yeah, I definitely did some research, and price-wise, it was the most affordable, and I love that it was, the windproof and was it water resistant or waterproof outer shell. That was nice. And then just
Water resistant.
water resistant.
That DWR.
Right. They
Yeah.
have rain gear that layers over the other garments, but yeah, that's what you'd essentially need for waterproof would be the rain gear,
Yeah.
but water resistant, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it out. I'm definitely getting back into the bow hunting thing. I need not a snowsuit smacking my string.
Right. Well, I'm going to buy bibs and a jacket. I'm going to buy the late season stuff to layer over the puffy stuff to layer over my existing garments.
Yeah.
And it's all that stuff's pricey. It all adds up, and I don't have a lot of extra cash sitting around to do that, so I'm actually going to utilize the promo code and the payment plan, and
Hell yeah.
that
You
way
only live once, man. Spend it while you can.
Yeah. Would you
Get a Bronc box.
Would you say to me, you make all that money and you might as well spend it or something?
Yeah, you work all those hours to make money. You might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
True.
Well, nothing ruins a hunt worse than being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, you do not want shit
Oh,
that doesn't
man.
fit. And
I get cold real easily, and that's my biggest killer. As much as I love the outdoors, man, I hate being cold.
yeah, well, it'd be interesting to talk to you and see how different it is now that you're getting like scientifically layered garments and merino base layer and whatnot. You ordered smart wool base layer.
Yep, I got my smart wool.
It showed up.
Yep.
Tried it all on.
Yeah, that's
Comfortable as yoga pants for men.
Oh yeah, I got the large. I need the large for the length, but I'm a little on the scrawny side. So, but there's room to grow. That stuff's awesome.
Room to grow.
All right.
Let's wrap this bastard up.
Do it.
Let's do
Pull
it.
You
the
guys
pin.
think long and hard about your deer hunter aliases.
How about we
Long
think
and
about
hard.
Are you good? You're good.
All right.
Yeah, think
Good,
long
yeah.
and hard,
Yeah.
Ryan.
how about we think about what to call, like
I'm good.
Drew picks mine or you pick mine.
I don't
or-
think
gonna
that's
be,
fair, man. Why do you want that to happen? You want him to pick your alias?
I don't know. It'd be like
I don't know
Animal
what's going
House.
on.
3 ways to enter bomber.
There's actually only 2 on him, but I guess
Only
you
if
could get
you're not
creative.
creative.
All right, I'll think of my own. I'll think of something.
Call me a prude.
Call me.
Show you.
All right.
All right, let's
Sons
wrap
of
it up.
bitches.
Yeah.
Good night, dear.
You guys think about it. I like Rain Man.
That's a good one.
That was just funny.
I think you're. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna do better than that.
No, that's a
well, I
tough one
better
to top.
make something happen on some public land, you know.
It's not bad. That wouldn't be a bad move. I better go pound some swamps.
Just pound it.
All right. Everybody that's been following the show, thank you very much. I don't like to be repetitious about it and bug people, but if you
Then
are
don't.
listening to this,
Thanks, Bomber. It's
Well,
enough.
nobody else is telling other people to go subscribe and
Subscribe.
give us ratings and reviews. If you guys bring it up, then I don't have to.
I'll bring it up
All right.
Yeah.
now.
Right now.
Fucking done.
All right.
No, if you guys are a fan and been enjoying the show, we definitely and greatly appreciate your input, and any or all is appreciated.
That was
Or
the
accepted.
worst job ever.
That's good. That's good.
He does the same thing I do, though. He like looks away from everybody.
Well, I think he's
like
trying to look at the
talking-
camera. I thought he
talking
was
to
trying
an
look at the
audience.
camera.
Please go to, if you listen through iTunes, go to iTunes, leave us a ranking or review. Please, it's huge, and a lot of people have. I mean, we have more reviews and rankings than shows that have been on iTunes for 4 times as long as this
Yeah.
show.
Wow.
No,
So
it's much appreciated.
our audience base is pretty much the best ass guys that are out there doing it, and we greatly appreciate it. And anybody that hasn't yet and is willing to, go to iTunes, leave us a ranking, a review, and then subscribe and share the show with people, and that's how we're going to grow it, because I never worked for Google, so I don't know how else to do it. So
And, you know, we're on Facebook. Share the Facebook stuff. We have a Twitter page, but not much ever happens on there. So you can do it.
we have a Pinterest if you have a good
you?
recipe.
Right. And YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel and share the stuff on that too. Anything helps. And all the discount codes are I list them on every YouTube video, so they're there. But Plythal's Deer Hunter for 25%.
25% off a Plythal for promo code Deer Hunter.
Tap Titanium Archery Products is Deer Hunter 20, is it?
I think so.
Deer Hunter 20.
For 20% off.
Yeah.
With the arrows, Deer Hunter 17.
Deer Hunter 17 for Tooth of the Arrow for
That's
10% off.
10%
I
off.
think
Ooh, that's a good thing to bring up real quick. Multiple people have said that the Tooth of the Arrow XLs, that they had flight problems
They
with
hit
them.
low, is what I've heard for the XLs.
so. You gotta sight in for it. Like
Or just go with the 1-inch because they shoot like field points.
Just the regular 1-inch cutting diameter, no one that I know of has had any issues with. Jason who's actually been on the podcast before. He's shot Montex for years, and he could not get them to land right. They were shooting about 3 inches to the left and like an inch low. Even after trying to broadhead tune them or anything, we could not get them to work. We put tooth of the arrows on there, man, and they were just punching dead nuts. So
that's the same thing that I'm shooting my bow out to 55 yards, and I had 2 of the practice broadheads and 2 field points, and they're all right in there together. Yep. No different.
Yeah, I've only taken mine out to 60 yards, but they still hit right.
To have the confidence to have a fixed blade broadhead that shoots like a field point,
right?
Like fixes a historical problem for me.
Yep.
So that's why we keep talking about them.
Right.
So was there anything else? Tap.
We got Exodus too. If you
just
$20 off, get a hold of us, and we'll set you up with Chad, and $20 off a camera.
And Chad will be on here one of the next upcoming episodes, so we'll get some details about their cameras and products and things. So.
And watch those damn dirty Energizer lithium batteries.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to him about those.
Got to get a battery tester for those things.
I remember you talking about that.
Also, go to our YouTube page.
Yep.
Go to our YouTube page and subscribe. It's another way to listen to the podcast, and like tonight's episode is, the videos on here, and we're gonna start putting, like next weekend when we go do our backcountry hunt, I'll put some video together for that, and that'll all be housed on the YouTube, and all those links will be on the deerhunterpodcast.com as well to get to. But everybody knows how to get to YouTube, so.
Yep, we're working on getting more of the episodes up there, and just deal with our technical difficulties because we're learning this as we're going. So. And
we're working friggin' full-time jobs and doing this as a hobby, essentially.
Right.
Yeah. So. All right. Sweet.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys, for coming over.
Good night, everybody.
Swamp Pounder out.
Private land Rain Man.
Public land.
Public
man.
Oh,
public land. Private land.
Private land.
Private Ryan. No. Private Ryan. What was it? Private Ryan.
A buck pounder.
But
thanks for listening.
Yeah, that's enough.
Gather around, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown.